Birds aren't real.
With my mouth open and everything. Damn it, DJ.
Why would you say that, Don?
Dude, what the fuck?
I said what I said.
Done.
They're real,
here.
man.
Good lord.
You're starting to sound like DJ.
I know. One day I'll mimic your voice. I've got enough voice clips.
I
I'll
can't
make
wait.
You say things.
I can't wait.
Honestly, there's nothing that I could make you say that's not worse than the things you've already said
Things
on
I've
stream.
actually
So it's really, there's not really a lot I could do in terms of blackmail. So, damn it.
I have to tell you about
Hello,
my bird,
everyone.
My bird theory.
We are back. Vulpix, thank you very much for the gifted sub and for the $50 donation. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. It really helps a lot, and we appreciate you immensely.
Thank you.
As all of you know, we are Not Great RPG, and we're here once again for the City of Oshuamp, the baddest city with the very big cold. The city doesn't... Well, maybe it does have a cold. It's sick, so... Uh-oh. Okay.
Oh, it's literally a big cold.
John's just grinning like you figured it out.
Bad city, big, cold.
It is a big
Grinch
cold.
grin.
Like,
Yeah, that's fine. We're gonna go around the table.
It's never been fun.
It's never been
We're
fun.
gonna go.
the city's
go.
volatile, but the people are resilient. They've got immune systems.
Yeah. Good luck, everyone else.
I don't know. It didn't take very long.
Nope.
It's fine. Anyway, I'm always Don. Tonight I'll be playing Ethir Revian for the foreseeable future, unless something terrible happens.
I'm Never Lawrence. Playing Yalumla.
That's
I'm Paul, playing Felix Gray, the Mystic.
you sure?
I'm positive.
Checked recently.
Yes. I'm good to go.
I'm Sarah, and I'll be playing Ritora.
And I'm DJ. I play I'm Nesgrim, and I play DJ.
Thank you.
I will autopilot our good boy Vorst this evening. Glenn hopefully will be feeling better for the weekend and into next week. But I am John, the Dungeon Master for the City of Oshuamp. Last week when we gathered, we concluded our lovely meal with Melethil and Melethil, two of our companions splitting off with Melethil after his strangely foreboding knowledge about the world around, the terrifying tower, the mountains that move, and all kinds of other nonsense, and he said, I'm gonna go sit in a tree and look at the sky. And Ethir and Felix were like, yeah, we don't need to sleep, that sounds cool as fuck. And they went outside and had some time with Melethil in a tree. It's not necessarily a secret, but the other people don't know yet, and I have no idea whether or not they intend to tell the other individuals inside the cabin. So, stuff happened in a tree with Don, Paul, and an old man. K-I-S-S.
Not Felix in there.
No, not Felix.
I was gonna say end in the campaign.
Also,
It was between John, Don, and I.
we had a tender moment out under the stars.
I'm Scarlett Johansson in this situation.
I was wondering why you guys had turned the lights down when we came back in.
True. That's true.
Back inside the
Okay,
cabin, we had another lovely private conversation between Vorst Ritora, the sleeping, snoring body of our good friend Nesgrim, and Yalumlo with Melethil, and about her memories and feelings towards things that have occurred to her and to Melethil in their past. We will be beginning in the morning. However, before that, as requested, a brief conversation for Felix and Ethir outside. So if the other three could
Why?
skedaddle for a few minutes.
Very important. When is this conversation taking place?
I would say after Melethil had concluded his last efforts in the sky, and it's just kind of like now leaning back, quietly, like softly snoring. Like he doesn't need to sleep, but he likes to. So
He's that old, he's like, I prefer sleep.
Yeah, like I could meditate and sit here and think for 4 hours, but my mind is a treasure trove, and I've got to keep it as.
Oh no, this is why he loses his memory.
Sleep it away.
Every morning he falls from the tree.
Oh,
Head first.
my head. Yeah, so I'll say that Melethil's just, yeah. Yeah.
Was he Little John?
Yeah, Little John. Little Melethil. That was his former name.
That's why I got kicked out. Yeah. What? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Let me lower the lights. We're in a tree.
Tree lights now. Quick.
So moody.
Why? I don't. The cameras didn't catch that.
Yeah, so we're hanging out in this tree. Felix.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming with us to help Rutora and to help Benjamin and risking yourself to get me out of the lava.
Of course.
I can't imagine that was easy. You don't want to risk losing her.
Shake my head.
I understand the pain and concern of not knowing. And I think seeing your star, I understand why you do not feel comfortable with the ritual.
I don't. I'm also not comfortable with the deal that you made. But that's your business.
I understand it is a risk. But I did not wish for that little girl to suffer.
I think you did the right thing.
But still a risk.
But this ritual, we don't know the cost.
Yes. We are playing without knowing the rules. And I don't know if it would be you to pay the cost or if it would be her.
I'll just kind of like look down
Yeah.
at the bottom of the tree that may or may not be sentient.
Yeah, I'll tell you that the roots look firm and steady.
I didn't need a description. I was just looking away from Ethir.
Unmoving. In the deep, dark night. Resting.
Yeah, I'll reach up and just pat you on the shoulder.
Thank you for understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One more time.
Please! I need him to rap. I know. He can snore on the rests.
Oh,
Pun intended.
he's the best. I respected your decision before this, but having seen your star now, I understand fully. And I will do my best. I will not tell the others if you do not wish me to, but I will attempt to have your back if there is a discussion.
When Yaluma presses, at least you understand
Yes,
my point of view.
I do. I am sorry that you only remember small pieces of her. And
I remember nothing. That night was the first time I saw her.
I at least have the memories of my uncle, though I do not know what fate has befallen him now. I cannot comprehend the pain of not knowing what you are missing.
I'll outstretch my hand as if to shake yours.
Mm-hmm.
When we're out of this terrible place, I'll help you look.
Thank you.
And I'll go for a shake. Neck wet.
Nice.
And I'll just...
Fishy.
Yeah, and I'll just like wrap my arm around Felix and just lean back against the tree and meditate.
Cool. I will 100% tell you that as you lean back against the tree,
Oh
you
God.
feel the smoothness of the upper regions of the bark of the oak here. There's a great sense of calm. It's a lovely, peaceful evening, and I will tell both of you that as you both sit and lean back, that the area in which Melethil had indicated out to the night sky for where your stars were, particularly for yours, you see the star just, instead of pulsating, just shine continuously and brightly, unwavering.
I will stare at that for 6 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, I will tell you that
all of the stars, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
Our
understood.
cluster in specifically.
I will also tell you that, like, as you look at it and continue to stare up at it, and there is this lovely, peaceful sense of, like, I can't fully attribute it to something like completion, but a different sense of optimism kind of, like, waxes for the first time after waiting for so long in a terrible area out here. There is this sensation of, like, affirmation that what you have experienced emotionally and been for so long in pursuit of, it doesn't feel like the answer is something that necessarily will be exclusively found in a book. And there is just this recognition of, maybe the world can speak with me, and maybe through that, through this star, she can speak with me. And the star shines on. I will tell you that you guys relax out here with Melethil until the morning sun starts to rise in the east and crest over the mountains, and you get that beautiful slow gradient change to pastel blues of more morning skies, and the night slowly dwindles and fades away, and Melethil just, I'm hungry. Come on, y'all. We gotta get inside.
Good morning.
What?
Good morning.
Kind of like that.
Sorry.
I heard that from inside the house. That guy really liked pie.
How
Yes,
close
he
were you to
does.
being encumbered, by the way? Because you ate a lot of pie.
So much.
Very.
An encumbered amount of pie. You
guess
want me
it's
to
what
be
you
a monkey
carry.
so we can get down?
Yes.
Like a big monkey?
Yes.
Like a polar bear-sized monkey?
Like a monkey.
Yes.
Nice. I've never seen a monkey. What's a monkey?
I don't know. I guess I don't know if I would know.
I don't think you would.
I guess I wouldn't.
I think Felix would be like, dude, like, fucking hairy people.
Hairy people.
Like Vorst.
Different.
They live in trees.
Stronger.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm gonna be a bear.
Okay. Thank you for the hospitality last night. It was very nice.
What'd I do?
Just all that you showed us.
I showed you stuff?
Yes, and now you are.
Yeah.
You were going to show us
I showed you stuff.
breakfast.
Yeah,
yes?
breakfast. All right, I'll see y'all inside. And he just like leaps from the tree branch and just like extends his arm backwards and in midair becomes a bear.
How far's the drop?
Like 60 feet.
How soft's the snow
I mean,
that we remember?
pretty soft. I'll tell you that he absolutely takes an amount of oh dear God, Melethil, why would you do that?
Damage.
Falling damage. Because, you know, he's a reckless, hungry old man. Ow.
And Melethil is
Yep.
dead.
He just kind of lands and just like the snow lightly cushions his fall. Fuck! I'm a bear! I mean,
I'm gonna, into his mind, I'll say, Melethil,
yeah.
Ethir doesn't have,
Feet.
yeah, he
That's
needs
right.
help. He needs help.
Okay, I'm a
Weirdly
bee bird. I'll be
attractive
right
bardic
there.
He's gonna just use all
He just becomes a small sparrow and just flies up and just tweedles right in front of you. Cheep, cheep. I mean, cheep, cheep. It's real hard to do that in this voice. Cheep, cheep, cheep.
I think you are too small to carry me.
Just extends a wing. Come on!
I mean,
Yeah. You see this tiny bird extend this tiny little wing, and you just like wrap two fingers around the edge of the feathers. Yeah! Yeah! You gotta jump!
I do not want to jump.
What do you mean? I'm a bird!
Can I insight?
What would you like to insight? Whether or not you trust that this will be fine? Yeah, you can insight that.
Like, I trust him, but he did just jump out of a tree and hit the ground as a bear.
It's a bird, but he didn't.
15.
15? It seems like he thinks it'll be fine. He fell and is alive.
Yep. Just go for it, Don. You'll be fine.
Could you transform into something larger?
Like a bear.
Yes, but land on the tree first, please. You will fall again.
Oh wait, I got an idea. He just watches. He just like wild shapes once more, and is now just an enormous, beautiful, like golden with white trilled like feathers at the end eagle in front of you.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I will. Yes.
Just pauses and like extends his back over towards you guys.
Yep, I'll climb on. I'll reach my hand out for Felix.
Steadily climb on and get
Yep.
a good grip of the like shoulder area right by the base of the eagle neck.
Without having to say it, I'll switch my focus to Mastery of Force. Grab tight.
You afraid of heights, Paul?
Yeah.
Paul is, yes. Felix isn't.
No, I'll say that he gracefully descends. A couple big swooping flaps of the feathers and wings, and just kind of lands as an eagle gracefully here on the ground. Just starts hopping over towards the cabin door with you guys still on his back.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah! Bam! Just headbutts the door. You guys hear a very loud thud on the door that for Nesgrim, for your sleep, and Yalimlo for your sleep, and I would say for Vorst would stir him as well, but he's also blackout drunk on shepherd's pie. So I'll say that he's snoozing in the corner, huddled up with Rearda. But two of you hear this very loud thud on the door. You're meditating. You would also hear the thud on the door. Melethil is still not in the cabin.
Wembley.
I really doubt that's him.
Look.
Welcome to the land of the living.
Knock at the door.
Thank you.
Who goes there?
How long was I out?
It is us. And a bird, Melethil.
I was wondering why you'd be making that noise.
It's It is I, Ethir and Felix.
It's like the raptor whistle, but
Just like kicking your legs.
I mean, I've got my legs are burned. Like
This
the
strange
color,
morning
like, burnt,
ritual.
like- yeah, that's how I get up every morning. Yeah, I mean, I'll reach over him and
Yeah, you
push
can
the
reach
door
around
open.
and push the door open. You guys see this just enormous, like 7.5 foot standing giant eagle just in the door frame, just can't get in. Just arms flapped out to the side, well, wings flapped out
I'm just
to the
gonna
side.
pat him and say into his mind, "Come on."
Oh yeah, in the house. Yeah, and just Yeah, you guys.
Is one of
literally-
us still somehow on his back?
I'll have you roll to see which of you can hold on to him.
What are we rolling?
Just flat D20, higher value.
Where's Melethil?
Melissa's not in the cabin. She
6.
went outside.
She went outside.
Damn it.
It's me.
Yeah.
You'll show you off.
Just fall back.
He's
in the
fired!
snow.
I'm just holding up. And I'm going to attempt to step down and not land on Felix.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, you step off gracefully to the side with your beautiful lava feet into the snow once more. Just.
Hurts very good.
Yeah.
What?
Don't worry about it.
And Melethil steps inside. Baby!
She stepped out.
Out of, like, her skin?
No, can she do that?
Out of the house.
Oh, alright, that makes a lot more sense. I'm gonna not answer that.
I'll do a history roll on skin steppers.
Sure, you got it.
While he's rolling that,
Look at the skin steppers in the chat.
does my strength score
I don't know if you know this.
restore, and does my max HP restore?
I rolled a
I know
6
the Dex
again.
doesn't.
Rick
That's
James was a habitual
Dex
skin
does not,
stepper.
hit point does not, strength does.
all. Okay.
Yeah, strength score was a different thing
Yeah.
from inside of Fell Farther.
Okay.
It's 13.
13. Skin steppers. I'll tell you that the closest approximation that you would have with that is a general sense of knowledge of dangerous and threatening creatures that do reside. I'm going to rephrase that. Not dangerous and threatening.
Cross that out.
More along the lines of like more wild and untamed things that did reside inside the Balin Woods, and the things that were told to the children for why not to risk going into the forest. They don't come out and hunt. Like, that's why I wanted to rephrase
Okay.
dangerous and threatening, because
Gotcha.
like they're not like at the night just like coming out and
Skin
mauling
steppers?
kids. Hmm?
Oh no.
Yeah, skin steppers.
Yeah, skin steppers. Come on, man. Keep
I
it.
love the name.
Yeah, we'll call them skin steppers. It's great.
Oh. It's kind of saying it for the joke, but okay.
Kind of.
Shit.
She don't do that no more.
Oh, God! Now, I have to talk to her now. Uh-oh.
Well, when she's like, you know, snake and stiff, you gotta crawl out your skin. Every once in a while, you know, it's for fun.
I never considered a snake.
Like, that they exist. Snakes are real. So are birds. I was just a bird.
I saw.
Yeah. Where's my wife?
She stepped out. I don't know where she went.
Over.
No.
House? Okay. Guess I'll go look for her. Y'all can have the house for now.
All right. Did you want us to prepare breakfast for you when you return?
You can do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either
There's
do we have
no
any
oven.
supplies?
Is there food in the house?
What? What do you mean?
You pulled things out of a magic drawer the last time. Is that something that I can use?
You can't touch my drawer. That's private.
That-
That's like you touching the body. What's with you with touching other people's stuff? Oh wait, you mean the drawer?
yes.
Yeah, it's over there in the corner.
Okay. Will there be food inside?
No, it's empty. It's not even a drawer, sir.
How can I prepare breakfast without food?
Don't you have food?
No.
That's bad.
It all burned.
Oh yeah, you got hot legs.
Yes.
For some legs.
Flaming hot legs.
Yeah. Y'all want chicken? I love chicken.
Are there chickens around here?
No, there's chickens in the drawer. He just starts walking out the drawer.
Do they all just...
No, he just like pulls the drawer open once more, but as he does, he seamlessly casts Conjure Food. It just makes 45 pounds of food. I'm gonna say it just like crashes all over.
45 pounds of chicken?
Yeah.
That's like 45 chickens.
Yeah. It's a very valuable spell.
The chickens are about 3 pounds.
Fair, so it's 15 chickens.
That's not as many chickens.
That's too many chickens.
A lot of chickens.
It's
There's really not that many chickens.
Yeah, I'll say the delicious, like, freshly roasted rosemary and, other savory seasoned chickens, just like the legs and the separate, like, all beautifully separated and steaming warm and crispy skins.
I only go for the drumsticks.
Very good.
I had fruit for dinner. I had fruit for dinner.
You're killing me.
Why didn't you eat a bagel?
Because I'm trying to not eat too many calories so I don't die.
Well, here's 45 pounds of delicious roasted chicken.
I'm going to eat 45 pounds.
This is for me.
Here's 45.
I'm gonna eat my body weight in rotisserie chicken.
Yeah, he 100% just makes 45 pounds of delicious rotisserie savory chicken, and then just like runs out towards the door, closes the false drawer. Just, I'll find her!
Thank you.
I'm gonna wait for him to shut the door.
Yeah, he closes the door. As he goes to close the door, you see that like a different hand, the hand of Corin, just kind of like comes into the framing of the door. And he just like turns and passes and shuffles by Melethil as he runs out. Where is the man going?
He's going to
What?
not find the woman.
He'll probably find her.
Reindeer games.
Yeah, but I'm fucking the woods, alright. Better the woods than the cabin with literally like 9 other people. It's kind of weird.
I feel like he never finds her.
He finds her.
He steps in and closes the door behind him.
Breakfast.
Thank you. He just sits and starts pulling apart, like, just with his bare hands, an entire chicken breast in half. Just like you see the breastplate just split.
Oh my god.
It has been a long time since I've had such lovely looking food.
Yes.
Don't tell Luna that.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Or Levi. It would break the poor boy's heart.
Yes.
Just rips it up again.
I'm so sick of bread.
It is only ever bread for me. Oh my
Teeth and bones? Oh my
Just hear
god.
them crunch. Flavorful.
Flavorful.
Ethir, after 10 years of eating dead,
I understand.
you'll find that most things are much more savory.
That's also dead.
I mean dead people. Well, dying people. I'm your best friend, okay?
I definitely give a super concerned look at Corin.
I'm just kidding.
You didn't eat me.
You didn't look tasty.
He's also
So
surrounded.
your friend said, please don't eat my friend.
Thank you.
We've actually heard the opposite about him.
That it would be very tasty.
Would he?
I think delectable was the word.
Delectable, yes. That was.
That's a poultice.
Oh, well, that's a different kind of consumption.
Okay.
I guess it does use your blood.
Please don't eat me.
Please don't eat my blood.
Oh, I wasn't going to. I'm very much indebted to your friend Ethir. But should that contract ever conclude?
Oh, so how does this chain work? He's very indebted to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you want?
I'll just eat chicken and not respond. And just continue to stare at him.
Sure. You ever need help? I will kill things. And I will break them. That has been my role in the city now. There are many bad things. Not everyone is capable of breaking them. Especially since some of them need to be eaten in order to die.
Yes.
Just continues to pull apart large globs of chicken and just like full mouth it, just grease trailing into his beard.
I'm gonna eat a very appropriate amount of chicken.
Like half a chicken breast.
Like a normal person's quantity
I
of
mean-
chicken.
It's subjective.
What is a normal person's quantity?
I mean,
Not just
for
shoveling
Corin,
fistfuls
as a
of-
dude who's like 6'6", 280, and like
Yeah,
a vampire,
he can put it
like
away.
he's a fucking
Yeah.
house. He needs like 200 grams of protein a day, and he gets it from eating people. They're very protein rich.
So how was your evening?
It was fine.
I can't remember.
Yes, you were
He slept straight
passed
through.
out. I am not surprised.
Kind of like
Yes.
Divorce is doing now.
No, I'm a
Very
good boy. No, I'm a good boy. They're just sleep arguing. They just kick ever so slightly at one another every few moments, then just like if you've ever for huskies, like how they wrap around each other,
Oh, yeah.
like fully protecting like neck and vital areas. They 100% sleep like that. They are literally very good boys.
Nesgrim, are you feeling okay?
Feel great actually. Yeah,
Very restful sleep then.
was. Yep. Ready to take on the day.
Does Nesgrim still not look very good?
Probably not.
You're still a dying 3, right?
You would be.
I think I'm dying 2 now.
Yeah.
Oh,
dying too,
okay.
Yeah, you were at wounded 3. You go down to wounded 2. So, I will tell you that, like, he still looks...
Rough.
like, beleaguered. Like, he looks like, fatigued. This is one of the things that's always awkward about hit point values in the game, and why, like, mechanically they're listed as, like, not exclusively just your physical features in terms of what it's done to you, but, like, your mental... and emotional, like, fortitude and willpower,
Ability
like,
to
your
continue.
will to live, like, so, like, sincerely, yeah, no, that's actually what, like, it's listed as. It's, like, your will to live, your good fortune, like, a lot of different things go into hit points. So, I would say he's definitely still got some recently, like, bandaged and obviously healing injuries, and, yeah, you just see, like, a kind of drained... I don't know, like, depressed, forlorn look in his eyes, and, like, deep, dark bags. He just looks tired.
So I'm looking
and
at DJ.
broken down.
Yeah, it looks like me.
Like, we're looking at DJ.
I would say that I probably also.
Yeah, 100%. You, especially with the hit point maximum reduction, like,
Yeah.
obviously the physical
Yeah.
aesthetic, like, visual would be the leg injuries, but, like, you would as well look...
Like gaunt?
Like gaunt, you would look like you were, if you've ever looked at somebody who's like super dehydrated, where you would see like more of your veins like in your arms, but you're not jacked, so it's not like looking at shirtless Hugh Jackman or Jason Momoa, which are ideal. This is like, damn. This is like, oh my god.
Like your blood is very thick.
Yeah.
Like sauce.
I'm sorry. Our burnout, is that fully restored?
Yeah, burnout fully restores.
Okay, perfect.
Upon long rest.
Didn't I get super lucky with my 1 burnout?
Yeah, you were at a D4, burned out, and rolled a fucking 100, which reset your burnout die to full. It was really great.
We both crit on our burnouts.
Yep.
That's good.
And we're back to normal magic too.
Mm-hmm.
Bam.
Yep.
Bam.
You know, they're just sitting here with Corin and your good companions and Sleepy Rearda and Forst, and I don't know if anybody would like to talk about anything in the interim before Melethil and Melissy do eventually return. But that would take some amount of time.
Yeah.
So I want to leave that space if we want to use that space.
While we're still eating, I'm just going to continue to eat all of the drumsticks around me and stare at Corin.
Mm-hmm.
We had quite an evening with Melethil.
Up in the trees.
Yes.
Kiss.
So much of that.
Into Yaluma's mind, while still maintaining eye contact with Corin, I'll say, I don't kiss and tell.
Back into his mind, I'll say, that feels fair.
Melethil has much more power than I'm not sure he realizes or lets on.
How do you mean?
Well, the best comparison I can make is there are spells that can move weather.
Mm-hmm.
Felix was telling me about it. He can do that on a cosmic scale with stars. He reached up and gossamer threads came from his hands towards the stars, and he pulled a star, one that supposedly belonged to his father, closer in the sky.
Hello, DJ.
And then he pointed out all of our stars in the sky.
Or stars.
Yes.
So what exactly does that mean?
I think that he is referring to the cosmic representation of our souls. When he says that he has a star in him, I think that means that he has the soul of perhaps a fallen star inside him.
Is his father dead?
Yes.
We are not dead.
No.
Well, technically.
Yes.
Living.
Are you looking at his Grimmer Corin?
I'm alive.
You look very alive.
We're alive.
Yeah.
Kind of just with a chicken wing in hand, just kind of go.
Just two little lively boys.
Yeah, dude. Just doing lively boy things.
It's gonna be a hot paladin summer.
I'm gonna show up to the beach in my Nestrum costume.
With the wig.
I'm gonna get a tan
Without the wig. With the,
Oh, yeah.
with the cowl.
What are y'all doing?
Shit-eating grin on his face.
What are y'all doing next Monday?
Shirtless, but with the cowl.
Nothing else, just the cows.
And the leather shorts.
We're gonna go do
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I gotta buy those. We gotta go do that photo shoot. That's gotta happen.
I'm sorry.
Calendar man.
The Patreon!
The
Patreon,
for his
everyone.
dating profile.
The Not Great RPG OnlyFans.
Oh my god.
Someday. We'll make it big.
Literally.
This is our ticket.
Yes, he moved the stars. He mentioned that he could see us in the stars, and we were spinning. And I asked him if he saw us as a group, or if he saw us in separate, smaller groups, and he said smaller groups. So I think it must have been when we were in the tree.
So not. He didn't see this last night. He saw this
A few nights
previously.
ago. Yes. I imagine when we were in the tree, there is some sort of connection to the sky, to the stars. Something to do with the fact that it tried to consume our magical light. He could see us spinning.
You went down into the ground.
Yes, when we went under the tree into that strange hole.
And he saw. You said he pointed out our stars. He saw you. Our stars in the sky behaving strangely? Or he literally saw you in the sky behaving strangely?
He said us, physically us, in the stars above.
That is strange.
Yes.
Did he mention that our stars looked different than others?
He showed them to you, yes?
Yes, he knew where they were.
Did they look at all different?
Not to you. I will tell you that,
Sure.
like, when he points them out, the insinuation, like, the implication is that he pointed out, like, a cluster.
Sure.
And was like, do you see that cluster?
Sure.
And you guys, because, again, the sky is sparse in
Yeah,
many
we
areas,
could
it's
see
like,
it.
holy shit, yeah, there's clearly, like, a cluster of, 6 stars.
Sure.
So they'd look different because they were clustered.
Separated
they would not
from
look
everything else and clustered.
individually different. They
Correct.
would look like normal stars, just
The
close
only
together.
physical description that was given that was different was that 2 of the stars were dimmer and flickering. And that one of the stars had a different kind of additional resonance behind it with a second frequency of flickering.
Yeah. Which I would convey that.
Mm-hmm.
That plus the clustering in the area. There were less stars above Felfarthen, and very few above Vorst's home. Right, there's very few.
Yeah, yeah. Because you guys are high up enough, like, it's very difficult for me as an individual to geometrically grasp how high up you guys would need to be able to see in that direction, because, like, obviously you have a horizon point and, like, there would be a conclusion.
Sure.
I don't know if, given the number of miles, if that is realistic, but, like, I don't fucking care about that element of realism. I would say that you guys, for being up as high as you were, would have been able to see at an angle or whatever the pretext would be for that requisite, to be able to see over the Kakodob, at least at a point to it, maybe not in its entirety, but it would look significantly more sparse. Yes, Paul.
You heard him, Chad. It's flat.
We got him.
Fine.
We got him.
I don't care if it's not realistic.
I don't give a fuck about that element. The purpose of the stars, totally need that to be in the world. Curvature of the planet, that's math that I don't
At
fucking
least it's
care
not
about.
a second quarter moon.
Look, it's. I'll make it work.
Yet. Oh, no.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Have we really looked at the moon?
I would
What is
say
the
that I
moon?
would have last night.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Moon for you guys would have been...
Normal moon.
Oh yeah, it's a normal moon. It was like waxing and towards like a 3/4 moon. The insinuation being that you guys will have... Or sorry, about a half moon, because we're halfway through the month. Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
So by
When you get
waxing,
that
you
third
mean by,
quarter,
like,
though, it's just...
buffing.
Yeah, yeah. You see
It's
little
actually
mini
gotcha.
Nesgrim on there with a squeegee just...
Chainmail shirt.
My moon bones! Uh-oh, I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, don't.
No.
Not to the bone, man.
Somebody's got moon
I'll
bones.
go. Oh,
Shall we procure them?
It's fine.
cut him out.
I don't think it's me.
Melethil had
But I
mentioned
have
that
a moon druid, so...
Melethil was able to interact with the stars.
Yes,
Keep that to yourself.
we saw his father's face drip from one of the stars like a droplet of water.
That is the strangest sentence you've ever spoken to me.
I understand.
Literally never heard anything like that.
He called out to him, and the star expanded and dripped in the sky. And a smoky, wispy old man appeared.
Did he bring any of that herb that he had the last time we were here last night?
Not that I could tell.
He was an old man.
Yes.
Unfortunately not.
You're awfully hungry this morning.
The tree wasn't very comfortable.
The stars were very nice, but the tree was still a tree. He mentioned that he... Still a tree. Fuck. He mentioned...
It was still a tree.
Totally fine.
He mentioned.
He mentioned that in their home, people would have him move the stars for them to change their fates.
Did that work?
I do not know.
Must have worked at least once. If
Well-
word got around and people asked
Sure.
for him to do it for them.
Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome.
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 Yes.
I wonder if he could move any of our stars from that cluster. Or if these stars do have anything to do with the fortune of those involved. If they are together for a reason.
I think it is good that they are grouped and that we are clearly linked somehow. by fate or whatever else binds us. This prophecy. I am not sure what it means. He spoke of stone creatures from where the stars fell and left impressions in the ground where lakes now sit.
Mm-hmm. I think we were.
We heard that.
You were there?
tale as
Okay.
well.
Yeah, I couldn't remember when that was. Okay. Seeing that and the stars causes me to wonder about magic and the type of magic that was affected in Felfarthen.
What do you mean?
Certain types of magic felt stronger there, deep in the earth, compared to out here.
Perhaps it is one of those fallen stars.
Yes.
Or the soul fragments, like in the tower.
I think certain things resonate in areas of the world and cause magic to behave differently. And I think you are right that these soul fragments, these fallen stars, affect magic.
Your big stone friend said they moved mountains.
Yes.
I bury people too.
What?
Tombs.
Oh my god, the mountains are beacons. Oh god. Oh no.
What does it mean that...
If you need to bury something quite large, you need something quite large to keep it in.
Move the mountains to bury things?
Yes.
What could be so large that you need an entire mountain to bury it?
You have seen the bones outside of the city.
Yeah.
Ethir saw a face in the mountain.
Yes.
We also heard
From
stories.
what he described, a rather large face.
that
Calling
came
me to the heart of the mountain.
Doing right over there.
Felix is genuinely slumped in his chair now. I'm still eating chicken, but it's slower and sad.
Now you've assumed the position that all people...
That's why the
I want to know where this is going.
That's the
It's the
Pop-Tart position.
defeatism.
In
You have to eat
Nesgrim's
your
mind,
food.
I'll say, I understand now.
I care now.
One of us.
We read that inscription. The king of the mountain.
The mountain itself.
The giant.
Yes.
What?
In one of the caves before we entered
Hmm?
Felfarthen. There was a dwarvish inscription on the wall that Felix read, I believe.
It was in Giant, and Adelstan
Giant.
read it for you.
A giant. Yeah,
Mhm.
completely wrong.
It's okay. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been like 4 months.
Fair.
A long 4 months.
Yeah, I knew you did one here. Could you pass that?
An inscription in giant that
Hmm.
our large friend
The Giant.
read out for us.
Right?
Speaking of some sort of lore regarding a number of brothers, I believe.
Alright.
One of whom consumed all the others.
It's horrible.
What was his name?
The Dot Kong.
The Death King.
Did you say .Kong?
Yes.
I like that name.
Have you heard it before?
No, but Death King sounds like a very fitting title. One I would like to take from that giant.
You could, eat it.
I could, couldn't I?
We will one day return to Felfarthen. There is much we have not done there. If you would like to come with us, and as you said,
I would very much
kill
like
things.
to eat this King of Death.
You know when you've played through a game before and you're like, I should have killed that guy before something happened. That's
We had a chance.
He's flanked right now, guys.
Covered in chicken.
He's
It's,
with the chicken.
it's been a while. Don't forget reputation.
Mm-hmm.
We are maxed out with gore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he loves us. He'll eat everything in our path.
Technically,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
He
not.
gave his own brothers.
I don't know if I am maxed out with Corin. I don't believe I am.
Mm-hmm.
I am.
Some of us are maxed out with Corin.
Some of us give a shit.
To be fair, some of us were here during things that others weren't.
Yeah.
Nonsense.
Yeah, he wasn't killed in front of him, so.
I mean, Corin has to like me. He saved my life.
I mean,
That's not how that works.
that's not how
No,
that
No, I'm
works.
pretty sure
no.
that's how that works.
I'm pretty sure you've gone down in every combat, so you're gonna hush up.
I think he has to like Ethir.
There's definitely doctors that hate their patients. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'd argue that a lot of doctors hate their patients.
I'd argue that
They
most-
ask-
Every
They
doctor
ask-
I've ever had hated me.
They ask dumb questions. I mean, come on.
You just argued that you're done. Did your friend ever tell you if he saw this Death King or where he is?
Under the mountain.
I believe it is something ancient.
Yes.
He referred to it as though it was a tale that his people told.
Well, like a legend.
He called this thing a titan.
I like that word as well.
Yes.
I didn't history check that word.
Mm-mm.
Should I?
Would you like to?
Yes, I would.
Absolutely.
Titan?
Mhm.
Titan.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the walls.
No, the first one that comes to mind is Thanos, unfortunately.
I mean,
So that's a dirty 20.
You didn't say they weren't.
I'm not saying the walls didn't just
They did!
erupt from the ground a while ago.
There were giants in the walls. There were giants in the walls, Sarah. We saw
Are you
it.
talking to
Do you
me?
want
I'm talking to you.
Do you want my
I
whiteboard?
did see giants in the
Yes,
walls.
we did.
Do you want my whiteboard?
Oh.
No. Dirty 20.
30-20?
The word Titan.
I will tell you that for you specifically for what you studied, the closest not approximation, Titan would have exclusively been used in reference to trying to think of how to appropriately word this. In reference to elder giants like we're talking about now and creatures of great elemental power that are not giants. You would have the equation of some form of elemental being of a massive size, scale, and capacity for power.
Physically big.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Enormous.
Titanic.
Mm-hmm. Things that could shape the world or reshape it to their pleasure. You know that too.
I don't want to know that. Why did I pick Sage?
I know too much.
At this point, it all just blends together. I'm just going to start talking like I don't even remember her goddamn name. Hat lady. I'm just going to start doing that.
Iris.
Yeah.
It's
Low
not
is
like-
high end.
That's
I don't know,
literally-
man.
That's literally what she's like. I fucking hate all of this. Please get it
Now
out of
I
my
understand. You're possessed. Oh, of course. Yeah, no, makes sense. Sure, you got it. Yep.
Oh, I get it now.
Oh, yeah, it makes sense. You don't talk to me anymore. You don't talk to me anymore, John. No more history checks. No more. You come back 1 year. Felix Felix gets up as you watch the realization of this come over my face, and I just walk out the door.
You just leave.
You can say whatever you want. I'm ghosting you.
Yep. Yeah.
I wonder what's gotten into him.
I'm not sure.
Your friend seems like he knows many things.
He does.
He's also one of the non-judgmental way. As a person who is one of the most peculiar people I've ever seen enter into Oshuamp.
Yes.
I hate that word. I gotta go! Oh my god! Your friend. He's definitely been through something.
Yes.
Did he ever tell you how he became green? Was he born that way?
Don't think he knows the answer.
He was not born that way.
He changed.
I wonder if something changed him.
He has implied that he is not entirely certain as to the cause. I don't know if he's learned more since the last we asked.
Christian is a good man.
Yes.
There are a few things he knows from stories of old of Felfarthen, but they changed people there too, down below.
He is not very fond of me,
I can talk to him about that.
but he seems like he has a great deal of knowledge
Yeah.
locked away behind the angry facade.
Yes. I also think that Mr. Arthur has made sure he doesn't tell anyone that cannot be trusted. I think Christian would be a good person for you to invite to dinner another time. Not for repairs, but for a more,
Acceptance.
oh yeah, affable conversation. The dwarves in Felfarthen were craftsmen of more than just metals.
Mm-hmm.
Was he from Felfarthen?
Yes. I don't recall if he was born there. He's old, but not that old. Very hard to pinpoint the age of a dwarf. Especially one who has gone through so many things.
Do you happen to know how long ago Felfarthen fell?
Oh no. The assumption that Iris and Christian have spoken of was at least a couple 100 years, but that obviously significantly predates me.
It fell pretty far then.
Yes, it went far below the world.
I just kill him.
I think that that's probably what Arthur was having you look for.
Did that really get you that bad?
It's just perfect.
It fell far then.
It's always there, Doc.
Ethir's legs just fall.
Oh! I don't need these anymore.
Yeah. Expert craftsman. Of just more than metal. Or gem. They made things.
Like what?
I don't know. That's why Arthur wanted the books.
We were unfortunately unable to retrieve any of the books that he requested we find.
He did tell you they would be very far down. Sure, he understands.
And we didn't make it that far down.
Not after what happened to Ethir.
No, it was good you got him out.
At that point, we were all. You saw us when we got out.
Yes, Nesgrim was pretty close himself.
I'd argue that we hardly made it out at all. That thing on our tails.
We barely survived.
Thing on your tails.
large demonic being with a whip.
Made of fire.
I will tell you that as you guys say that, you hear the door open once more. And you see the familiar face of Rin and Melethil and
Rin?
No, not that.
Paul's like, I'm leaving again. Fuck it.
My AC's higher. Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, you see Felix,
have
Melethil,
swords.
and Melethil returning back in. I found her!
Well, you're just in time for the conversation about the fire whip.
She was right outside.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I imagine she wouldn't go far.
No, she said she just wanted a little,
Alone time.
time to herself. She said she was real sad.
Little space.
Space?
Little space.
Oh yeah, a little space. I know what that means.
Okay. Good.
Like there's space between us.
There is.
Or is there?
There is.
There is.
Are you sure?
I'm so tempted.
Please!
Yes. Assuming I don't smack him in the process.
No, you reach out in between the two of you.
Quite
Yeah.
sure.
Guess you could call that space.
It's
What
not
are you
enough.
calling space?
Literal space.
Big old space up there. I guess there's some of that down here.
You said you had a star in you,
Yeah.
so there must be space, yes?
Oh yeah. I guess that makes sense. Like space between us then.
Not to interrupt, but you mentioned a fire whip?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
The burning ropes?
No, the large demon.
No, on the way out the door.
Do you remember the demon? It
I
was quite large.
didn't see a demon.
You didn't see the demon.
No.
Oh yeah, as soon as the door opened, he bolted. Forgot.
I was fucking gone.
You were. It was very
Oh,
large.
you missed it.
Oh yeah, there was a reason why we were running.
It had a whip made of fire.
You know, Nesgrim taunted it. The whip came out the door.
You were.
Classic Nesgrim shit.
Were
I
you
was
not
out,
there?
I was
for that?
outside.
Yeah, he had already crested outside of the cave entrance by then.
Yeah, he was long gone.
I was hanging out with a giant.
It nearly got Nesgrim. The flames licked his face.
Can you describe what it looked like?
It was big and it had a whip made out of fire.
Did you
like
see
a demon with a fire whip.
Yep.
Did you see the horns coming out of the ground?
Yes, it was.
The
that.
rest of the creature came with them.
But I don't know what the rest of it looks like.
It was very fast.
Imagine how big something would be to have horns that size.
The height of the door.
I only saw the tips.
You would have to ask Vorst to be more descriptive. I think that he and Rita got the best look at it.
Yeah, I'll say that Rita just gives a. Oh hey, green guy.
Rita, chicken?
Don't tell Forrest.
Don't sleep.
I'm surprised for you know the dog with the Cheez-It?
It's not by his nose, thankfully.
Just like hold some chicken up to Vorst's nose.
Well, we have some chicken.
What are we doing?
Did you get a good look at the demon?
Yeah,
Could you describe it?
big.
That's a good description.
Don't forget the fire whip.
That
It was red.
big. Yeah, red.
Uh-huh.
Had horns.
No new information yet.
Spiky teeth.
Wings.
Big spiky teeth. Big wing. 2 wings.
Could you just spikes from the teeth, or the teeth were big spikes?
Teeth were like big spikes. Like,
Oh, okay.
like wolf mouth, but much bigger.
But better.
Yeah. Spikes on its arms. Kind of like me, but a fuckload bigger, man.
And its knees.
It had knees.
No spikes. Weren't there spikes on its knees?
Yeah, knee spikes. Yeah.
Did it have feet?
No.
No.
It floated.
It had like hoof things. No, I'm just kidding. It had feet. Big talons on the end.
Hooves or feet?
It had feet.
Okay. Just gonna give you a glare.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Shake my head at you. And wings?
Yeah. 2 really fucking big ones.
Black?
Leathery.
Leathery?
No.
No?
No. Wait, what?
God.
Talking like Jeepers Creepers
Mhm.
wings. Yeah, okay.
Oh, no.
Good. Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
big fucking sword.
What did the sword look like?
It was pointy.
Bright and sparkly. Like lightning, storm kind of thing. It's really weird.
And the whip made of fire.
Yeah, that too. Tail. Long, pointy tail. Really fucking big, man. Like 15 feet, 18 feet. Like giant friend man size. Maybe a little bigger. Really strong.
Just gonna like give him a kind of scared look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's why we were running away. It was gonna eat us. It also said weird things.
Could you understand it?
Like what?
Yeah, you guys didn't know what it said.
No.
No.
What did it say?
The spooky dwarf man gave it a command. It's like, don't let them go.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Heard that.
Yeah. And then the thing went.
Which
Can you
means.
translate that?
Translate?
What does that
Common?
mean?
Oh, yeah. Words you guys understand.
Yes.
Yes.
Preferably.
It said, yeah, I want to eat.
Want to eat.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just
And it was running around and breaking big rocks.
It just wants to eat something.
I know, it was running around and breaking big rocks, and then it said, Shadow.
Probably elf after that.
I don't know, I didn't hear anything. I was kind of really scared by the salt on the ground.
Does Corin do anything when he says that?
He would look confused and be like, I mean, I've seen many terrible things underneath Oshuamp. Nothing of that size or scale. But definitely things comparable. And they don't taste good.
Under the city,
Yes.
many things.
Yes.
What is keeping them under the city?
I don't know. I don't think they know the ways in and out.
How far down?
I mean, we have the entrance in the tavern. It is a ways away.
I'm afraid to roll this on the description that I was given.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dirty 20 again.
Like how upset you are by
Door
good
for
rolls.
Felix.
At this point, I'm gonna start taking like psychic damage or something. Just out of like pure anxiety.
Give me 1 second.
The
got that
burden
big
of
brain.
I
knowledge.
have to look.
It's just. I feel tired.
You ate a lot of chicken, so
I need more chicken.
I will tell you 2 things based upon that description for places in the world.
great.
I will tell you that below Ulm, the forests of Malkor, Maukor,
Below. I'm sorry, you said the forest?
forest of Malkor, that there was a myth or a legend of a creature of comparable size with a voracious hunger. And the description of more like the facial portion, where when Reird talked about like an enormous wolf-like head with incredibly like a long snout and like the enormous fangs and sharp sharp teeth, that is a legend inside of the forest of Malkor, that there is some horrific creature that lives inside of there with a comparable at least in the facial regions descriptions. I will tell you with the Dirty 20 as well that the legend, as far as what you would be able to recall, is that the people of Ulm were so frightened by it that they willingly extended the river to split the forest and part the city of Ulm from the forest, to divide and give themselves, as they saw it, a barrier of protection.
Like a moat.
Is that what is considered the cube?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I will relay all of that information to them, except the last part.
Except the part about moving the river.
No, the
part
part that
about
I
it.
asked.
That it is
Yes.
the river cube.
Yes.
Cool. As soon as you say the word Makor, Rareda just kind of looks at you. That's a orc name.
Do you know what it means?
Yeah.
You don't sound sure.
I sound very sure.
I'm sorry, could you spell it again?
Maukor.
Ukor. I spelled that super
I'm just
wrong.
imagining Weirdo like turned to the side, like racking his brain.
I'm looking at the pie.
Gotta look at the, it was what I thought it was. And I'm glad that it is. Because the description was built upon it being what I remembered. And I just wanted to make sure. It means cruel jaw.
Good.
Oh, yay!
Great.
Yeah.
Do you need another one there, pal?
What's the name of the city?
The city or the forest?
Whoa.
The city is called Ulm. U-L-M. The forest is M-A-U-K-O-R. And that means cruel jaw in Orcish.
Where is this place?
Near my home.
I will also tell you that the other element that you would know from that wonderful...
Is this number 3 on? Am I getting a freebie?
From the beautiful Dirty 20. That students of Ulm, so knowledge that your father would have known from his time as a professor in the city, and then as well the people of Yengema were fearful of the mountains in the south central portion of the continent called Zauulima. Specifically,
I'm sorry, you said mountains where?
in the south central portion of the continent. And Zauulima is Z-A-U space U-L-I-M-A. Zauulima. Particularly because the mountains, called the Desolate Reaches, form kind of like a horseshoe shape, with a river extending from it that goes out of the opening of the horseshoe, and that inside of it there is simply something known with very little detail, only that it is an enormous crater, and they call it the Descent. And that the rumor is that the people of Zauulima know that there are things like that description of great demonic creatures that have been seen at the heights of the mountain peaks, fitting that description.
So at the horseshoe,
Mm-hmm.
because of the peaks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I would also convey that horrifying information. Share the wealth, if you would.
Share the load.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I will tell you that Zauulima is also Orcish, and Rareda would tell you it is called the Black Throne.
Oh, God.
Good. Is it also covered in vines? Yeah, it's covered in vines, confirmed.
So I tell you that, and then I go back to eating chicken.
That's terrifying.
Just like,
Just stone-faced at this point.
You would also know the name.
No. Now you're having fun.
I know.
Now you're having fun.
It's just a good time. You know the name of the river that extends out from the opening of the horseshoe is called the Vatog. V-A-T-O-G.
V-A-T-O-G. And that is...
Orcish as well. Weirdo would tell you it means something like a groan or like a bellow.
Oh.
Kind of like if you hear the water going like...
Oh, right, because the water makes that noise.
Yeah! That's why they call the river that, Paul. I don't know. This comes from a big spooky pit in the middle of a mountain crater. It's fine.
And honestly, the pit doesn't sound as spooky as mountains do.
Mm-hmm.
Pit seems like a good time.
Let's go do pit stuff.
Guys want to go to the pit?
Open this pit up.
Yes.
Can I open the pit up now? I'm glad he's...
Plant, John.
Huh?
Yeah.
Name of the plant.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Uh-huh.
Wait a second.
what plant?
So, would I know any of the features of this crater if it was, if it seemed like it was an impact or something had left that area?
I would say that the features of the crater would not be something very well known because the people inside of Zau'ulima, the region itself
So then
is
it's not like
treacherous.
as simple as like a perfect impact that you would get from like a meteor.
Correct. Yeah. Undisclosed so far, though. Mm-hmm.
You're a funny guy.
Thank you.
You're funny.
I have a great time doing this stuff.
Just like a mushroom, he's the life of the party.
What?
Because he's a fun guy.
Yeah, so Rareda would absolutely tell you the meanings of those Orcish names. And just look around and be like, that's weird.
I miss playing a paladin. A stupid paladin
What?
that dumped in.
I'm playing
What's
dumb.
up?
What?
These places are awfully far from Felfathan.
They are, but it was summoned.
There are also orcs from where Nesgrim is from.
Do you think he summoned it from one of these places?
I suppose. Not sure where it was prior, but we know where it is now.
If he is the mountain, does that mean that he just sees where the mountains are and can just bridge the gap, so to speak?
That thought is far more horrifying than I initially thought. But he said the mountain, not the mountains.
Maybe it's all one mountain.
Is it all one mountain?
No. No. I will. Well, are you talking about exclusively here?
all mountains, one mountain.
That's what I was like. Wait a minute.
Maybe.
Are
Because
we,
I would love to dispute this geographically.
the mountains up here in the
You're
north
assuming
are
this is
also,
geographical and not-
non-ironically, a horseshoe shape.
So wait, I'm sorry, what'd you say?
The mountains up here in the north are also a horseshoe shape.
Which way?
Opening in the south, which is where you guys
So
came
opening in the
through.
south and then it goes back, because
Mhm.
then that's where the cave is. Yeah.
A river running out of these horseshoe mountains.
No.
Where else are there horseshoe mountains?
That you know of?
Yeah, because I'd like to cross them off my vacation spots, John.
Non-ironically enough, in the very southwest portion of the world, I would tell you as well, being from Ulm, knowing that it would have been a trade city, in the southwest regions, there were dwarves that lived in the mountains. Strange dwarves.
Strange dwarves.
To be fair, mountains do kind of form in horseshoe shapes pretty often
Mm-hmm.
in nature.
Mm-hmm.
Dwarves. And
You
you
don't
said
just get, like,
southwest.
a
Southwest.
mountain,
I will tell you that the...
many,
Yeah.
like a range of mountains, unless they're volcanic. In which case, there's probably still many mountains due to the volcanic nature of the area.
Like Hawaii.
I will tell you that the mountains are called, they're still there.
So before you give me that name, because you've given me way too much
Many
information
names.
for me to write down. You said desolate reaches from the Horseshoe Mountains. You said the river extends from the middle. Talk about the original one that you gave me,
It's
and then you
shaped
said
like that,
you
and it
said
goes-
something, and then I stopped writing. So if you could just back up on that a little bit, because I feel like there's an important piece of information here that would be lost forever otherwise.
So
It extends from the middle, and then you said, I wrote down something because you said that, and then you said a sentence, and then went on and told me the river name.
Desolate Reaches is such a good fucking name, too, by
Thank
the
you.
way. Huge fan.
Literally extends from the middle, something, and then I stopped writing because he gave me the name, and then
Oh, you didn't catch the actual name of that mountain.
So, Paul. Desolate Reaches
Yeah.
is the name of the mountain. Zal Ulima is a place inside of the mountains. Weird, spooky, boo-shaped ghost hole called the Descent.
I'm
And then-
sorry? First of all, that's way smaller than I thought it was going to be.
Ghost hole.
I mean,
Ghost hole.
it's not to scale.
Okay.
Also, if that's a ring of mountains, that's a big ghost hole.
And
How
then
big are the mountains?
Very large.
Are we talking? Okay.
Big
All right,
boys.
Could I just have
Comparable
that?
to the mountains that are up here.
Uh
He missed the part about the black throne.
oh yeah, that's what Zal Ulima means.
No, I got that. Because you said something else that pertained to this area. You
That the big spooky creatures were seen at the heights of the mountains of the Desolate
heights
Reaches.
of the mountain. Something seen at the heights of the mountain.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
big spooky demon boys. Just horn boys. Hanging out on
Heights
the tops of mountains. Just
of mountains.
Just
What I
doing
know,
horn
like,
stuff.
Same.
so they're
Yeah,
obviously
right,
if they're
me.
seen at tops of mountains, they're big.
Yeah.
We're talking like Titan-like scale.
Yeah.
We gotta collect a series of gems. Fuck uranium, it's not gonna work.
Oh, not ironically enough, the mountains are sorry. The
Do not tell me that it forms a hand, John, on the continent. Give me the map again.
It's mine now. I will tell you that the city in the southwest, for when you remember that the dwarves there were described as strange and different from other dwarves, because they're gray dwarves, and the capital city for them is called Nervnine, which means gem heart.
Could you? How do you spell that?
Nerv
Nerv
Nein.
I-N,
Mm-hmm.
and it means gem heart.
Mm-hmm.
Gem heart.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna write in parentheses next to it, next heist.
Big trip.
Now you're certain that these mountains aren't all just one mountain.
So I'll of course convey all of this information. I didn't finish that sentence again. Give me 1 second. Ask anyone else a question.
Seems scary. Do we suppose it pertains to what?
Okay, I'm back. What did you ask?
That's kind of a horseshoe, right?
Yo, what are you looking at there, bud?
The literal map of where we're at right now.
Well, yeah, you already said that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that was
think
also
was-
kind of- we knew that going in.
You asked for other horseshoe mountains, and I'm giving them all to you.
Yeah, so what did you ask?
You're certain that these aren't all one.
Not geographically, strictly speaking. They're separate. I mean, we could go mountain trailing if you really want. Just kind of...
Don just panically scrolling. Please, God, no, not like this.
Do you have the map up?
I'm-
Just send it back in the Discord again. Just send it, ship it.
Just
Full send.
Okay, so the mountains. I'm just gonna say it in your mind so I don't have to stutter. The mountains. God, I'm stuttering anyway. The mountains are separate. They do stop definitively. I would say there aren't like continuous hills that technically connect them. I'm saying that, and I'm not being opposed. So
And you said that they're in the same shape.
yes, they're all in horseshoe shapes.
Maybe it's like how when you write symbols, sometimes they mean the same thing.
I'll just take a picture and send it.
I'll find it.
So it's kind of like
It's mine.
Maybe they're conveying some sort of message.
seemingly the
I've not been to these other mountains. I don't know
If they are, that's not conveying a good message.
What message might it be conveying?
That any place surrounded by the Horseshoe Mountains is,
Dangerous.
pardon my language, fucked.
I don't
I-
suppose you could... Do you know what these other places look like? Have you seen maps or anything?
I've seen maps, but
Would you,
not in great detail.
Would you mind sketching these other places you're speaking of?
Sure. Yeah, I will pull out some parchment and my quill, and I'll push some of the chicken aside, and I'll begin sketching a very rude, I guess, map of the world that I know.
A rude map?
It says, "Hey, fuck you" at the top.
A rude map. Not a rude map, a rude map.
I would just
For
like
the
to point
which
out
he writes,
Yeah.
fuck you.
on 8/29/20, I said, let's all join
that
hands and
gem
pray
guy,
that
am I
John
right?
hasn't purchased this. And it's literally the thing that's
I mean-
right there.
I mean, Don. He's a good boy.
Which one?
Is that the...
The big spooky dragon one.
The big spooky.
Oh, get
spooky
that the fuck
dragon.
away from me. I don't... No. No. No.
Sundown.
So I'll begin sketching like kind of like a rough map, like really rough outlines, kind of like this, but worse, of like kind of like where the mountains are and where they kind of end.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll take me a couple moments. And when I'm finished, I'll show Yalumlo.
You drawing a big spooky ghost hole,
No, I mean I would draw like kind of like a crater instead of this shape.
but you draw a hole in that location.
Yes. And I would say the descent.
That's roughly the location of where Oshuamp would be in the north.
Yes.
Here you go.
You said there were other horseshoe mountains.
Yes.
Got it.
In the southwest.
Do they have anything in that location?
I'm
Just
assuming.
zoom in real quick, buddy.
I'm assuming the John. So I'm assuming the mountains in the southwest with the Grey Dwarves, they would have a city in that approximate location called Gemheart.
Sorry. I was incorrect. Looking back through it, the mountains are called Gemheart. Or no, I am correct. The city is Gemheart.
And it would be roughly in that location. Similar to where Oshuamp is compared to these mountains. It seems, I mean, okay. So yeah, I would tell you that then.
I forgot about that.
You had it on the goddamn map the whole time.
Yeah.
I didn't look at the map, guys. I glanced at it. I was like, "It's a map. We're gonna be in the city the whole time." Ah. You knew we wouldn't look at it because we knew that we.
I don't know the map, so
Well, I show you a rough sketch of the map. Not this, but
They're on
so that way
opposite
you can at least look
corners,
at the
too.
map.
I've been to literally 2 places, Oshuamp and where I'm from, and like one little town in between.
Okay. Oh, geez.
Yeah, I don't know anything.
Yeah, she knows like nothing of the outside world.
I mean,
with things that
Most of the people don't know a lot about the outside world.
We've
like,
all been
Forrest is
kind of
from
like
here.
Yeah, he's from here.
He was only in the northwest for Haltano, then Leverain, and then into Oshuamp. He was secluded in Ryek.
3 secluded, 3. 3.
So I guess
4?
I know a bit more.
Straight from the
than-
Ravawog right to Oshuamp.
Okay, so he only has 2.
2.
So we know the majority of. We actually have more knowledge than most. I mean,
That's-
I know the map at least, so I would show you the map. So so that way at least you can look at the map that John.
I mean, I can point
has
to where
given.
I'm from.
Yeah. Where would you point?
Like the. I guess where's your map?
Oh, I don't have the physical
Oh,
map up.
It's in the Discord. I put it in the general again.
Yeah, that.
He
that-
would show you.
Would he draw a large tree in the middle of this?
Where?
Probably
that
not.
forest.
Here?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody knows about the enormous tree
From
in
this
the middle
forest.
of the
Yeah.
Ravawog.
Okay.
And then
Thank
I
you,
think that
Vulpix.
town just north of it.
Oh,
is where
the
it
enormous
is.
train. Yeah, I know.
Failure?
I know all about that.
What?
Failhorn?
Oh no, that's the that's the city.
Wait, what town north? There's no town.
Inside of the Avith Woods.
No, the
Is there a-
Ra-
The small town that I.
what? Where are you from again? Rawwood? Rawwood? Is that
No,
what it's-
she's
No.
from the Avith Woods.
Avith Woods.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then I'd look.
Or is it further south?
Fayorn is the city that you visited. You lived with your
Oh,
parents.
Fayorn is the city that I.
Fayorn is the city.
Okay.
Yeah, what is this forest called?
The Avith Woods.
Yeah.
Avith Woods. I don't know what that is. Is that? Oh yeah, that's right. We already knew that.
Yeah, and then Feorn means transformed.
Wait, I don't know what the fuck it is. What the fuck?
Avith Woods?
Yeah, where? What the?
I would note that he drew the spooky hole that he mentioned and some
there it
other
is. Okay.
like
Gotcha.
prominent locations, and I would chuckle and point at the Ravelwood. You missed a rather large feature here.
Oh yeah, there is a big fucking tree in there.
The Rawwood?
The Ravelwood, yes. You've missed a rather sizable tree in the middle there.
Oh.
That's fine.
How big? Well, would it be easy to spot?
John, how big?
Yeah, like would it be easy to spot from outside the woods?
No. The heights of the other oak or the other redwoods would obscure.
Okay.
So it's like the redwoods are like 150 to like 210 feet. The big one is like a 500-foot tall tree.
Holy shit.
Okay, so it's
Big,
like
thick boy.
from the ground it's obscured. Gotcha.
The fucking
Yeah, from the ground it would be obscured. If people were at like, the mountains of Hrethheim, they would be able to see like the height of the tree.
It's like the Animal Kingdom tree.
It's,
Good lord.
what are the biggest trees that you've seen?
The ones in the Balin Woods? I'm assuming they're bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How big are those trees?
Probably like 90 to 100 feet.
About how tall?
100 feet?
About 5 of those. Give or take.
Hard to miss.
That's why I noticed.
That is a... Are you talking your heads?
No, I'm
Okay.
speaking out loud.
Okay. That is a very large tree.
Where is that?
In the Ravelwood.
Where you're from?
Yes.
Is that the tree that we saw?
In the dream.
Yes.
I will also say that because Paul is presenting the map that he does have, if anybody has any questions about any of the other names, because the majority of the places are coverable by either Paul or Rearda, for the ones that are currently unknown. In case anybody is interested in any location in particular.
I mean, in terms of all the Orcish names, I would ask, but we don't have to do that now.
Sure.
We could
Yes,
do it later.
I would definitely also ask.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we're going to go over all those names, I'll put this in the Discord for later. The only name that I would want to currently ensure that there is a level of understanding, the Tragoth, the weird-looking woods in the southeast outside of Rarfleet.
Yeah.
It is also Orcish, and it is a portmanteau meaning the Lord of Terror.
Great. Yep.
I'm sorry. Could you say that again for me, but slower?
The Lord of Terror.
Perfect. Thank you,
And
Corin.
how about
Thank
the-
you, Corin.
The Bartis Sea.
Oh, sure, that one.
Bart Simpson, see.
Eat my coast.
It would be Eat My Shore.
Ooh.
I tried to go a
true.
different angle. I thought about it too much, apparently. I'm sorry.
Awful.
I apologize.
You should.
I'm just gonna go back to staring at my map.
Ooh, there we go.
Really
The
neat.
unending scream.
Scream?
Wait, what?
What's wrong? Are there any nice places?
No!
What does Oshawott mean again?
I guess if we hit the Lord of Terror into the
Cursed gold.
unending
That's
scream,
so
I'd be like,
tame compared
These
to
are all
everything
pretty
else.
fucked. Are
This
there
seems
any
like-
of these that aren't fucked?
That seems like the we seems like we're in the nice place.
Yeah.
Like the low
what's
level
the
place.
nicest name that one of these two gentlemen can tell me?
Cursed gold.
South Shore.
Yengema means hidden.
The Citadel.
Which means that-
Ulm. It just means oak.
Rarfleet is sacrifice on the sand.
Yeah.
Leave his last hope, so...
So
Honestly,
between the Lord of Terror
end
and
of-
the unending scream
Yeah.
is sacrifice on the sand.
It's very literal.
What about Feorn? I know we got the...
Transformed.
Transformed. That's not the
I
worst.
honestly don't trust South Shore. I don't.
If anything, that is the
That's
or
the worst.
Cliffside.
Yeah,
Those are
no.
the scariest places.
Let's all retire to the
very
quiet
nice
coast.
because they've been sacrificing people
Oh,
to stay
sure.
well.
True.
It's a place where there's literally nothing on the quiet.
There's
coast.
nothing there. It seems like the perfect place to set up a beach house and just have a sitcom.
How about the Felnian?
Oh, Felnian
Yeah.
is the name of. Yeah, the waters up there. It means frost heart.
Sure, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's a
then
heart. It's nice.
Rakdur and Menmor.
Rakdur Menwar. It's dwarvish, and it means because Paul would translate this one for you. It means of our memory.
Uh-oh. Where's that? Where's that? Could you point?
Just the islands north of Ryek.
Islands. Oh yeah, look at those. Those are
And-
nice
John, is
islands.
there ocean outside of...
And
Yeah, this is only a continent.
Yeah, this is one continent of a very large world.
I mean to the, like we're on a peninsula.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what it is.
we're on a panhandle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's mountains in the way.
Is Oshuamp the Florida of this continent?
All the way around.
No, that'd be Rarfleet. I think that's where you're from.
Literally Florida, man. Right?
And
It's in
Kryak,
the
That's
southeast.
why it's
Kryak again was
Exiled.
Exiled, correct? Okay. What a weird place to send your exiled people.
Really is for exile.
You don't know what's on Rakdur Menwar.
On what?
I
The place
want to
you
know
just
about
asked about, DJ.
Rockterman War.
Rakdur Menmor.
Rakdur Menwar.
Menswear.
Yeah. Just a burning coat.
It's just a men's warehouse.
Yeah.
You're gonna like the way you feel.
I guarantee it.
Guaranteed.
Stop
Okay.
doing Korn's voice. I don't like it. I don't like it. We
How
have
about-
the chance, guys. We can strike him down.
How about Uruvol? Very, very
Can
Can
southwest.
I
Far
share
down.
this in the in
Dis-
our Discord
Yeah, I will.
so
Does,
that chat can see it and we're not just shouting names at each other with no context.
Does Corin get excited at the name the Lord of Terror? As he seems to really enjoy things that are super metal.
I like that one.
What's Corn's favorite band? What kind of music does he listen to?
Death metal.
Yeah.
He only listens to Iron Maiden.
I'm trying to think.
What about Burr's Lake?
What I think Corn would probably listen to Dark Throne.
Come to
Uruvol is dwarven and it means the eternal sage.
Okay.
come to think of it, after discussing all these names, Nesgrim, do you have a surname?
Yes.
Which one was that?
Uruvol, down in
Kristock?
the southwest.
John, what does Kristock mean?
You don't know.
Damn it.
Neither do you.
Do I know the language of origin?
Do any of us recognize the language of origin on this name?
No.
Would you like the languages?
So it's
know.
not infernal.
It's not infernal.
Shall I do a history check for maybe similar languages?
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
Druidic.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
It's only a 13.
13 is good enough.
He's loving this.
I will tell you that the closest language that you would feel like it is related to, Sarah, do you speak Sylvan?
I thought I was supposed to, but it's not listed.
I will tell you that you speak Sylvan.
Okay.
It makes sense for you too. That's why I was like, I feel like you speak Sylvan. Like,
I thought I did too, but
yeah, if it's
I think
not
maybe we
listed.
discussed it at one point.
Well,
and
isn't
they never
Sylvan
actually...
a dialect
Well,
of
old
Elvish?
John's dead now, and new John says you know Sylvan.
Okay. Let me just add that to my
It's not-
languages.
it's fine. I've been one man this whole time.
Isn't Sylvan a dialect of Elvish anyway?
It's not a dialect. It's more like old. It's more aligned with Fae. So,
okay.
as the Eldrin, it makes sense for her to have more of a Fae
It's always
ancestry
spoken home.
knowledge. Yeah, effectively. I would tell you that it's got a little bit of a comparable to Sylvan, but not Sylvan, in the idea that it feels, in the same way that like Infernal and Abyssal have felt very foreign and don't use comparable sounds to what we're using when we talk.
Right.
It feels like Kristoff is probably somebody's best effort to take a weird sound that they heard and give it an actual formation of letters.
Okay.
So it would be like if you heard something say like
Like the phonetic spelling of
So,
what they-
Yes.
so if I'm looking at Florida, he came from Cuba. And
came on a little raft.
They came on a little raft from Cuba, and then when they got to
No,
the Statue of Terror, they wrote down Kristoff and they butchered the name.
Well, he was born in Florida.
Oh shit! You were born? Are we sure?
Based upon the vision, I would say that there's a good sense of certainty that he was
Doesn't mean he was conceived there.
true.
I like that John also didn't say that it doesn't not mean that he was.
The other name that I would, because of what has recently been occurring, and it is, again, in Dwarvish, Mithmyrna.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Could you spell that? Because I don't have it.
Mithmrna.
What
That's
the
the most
fucking...
normal-looking mountains on this map.
It is, and for a reason. It means the Lake of Stars.
The Lake of Stars. We gotta get the fuck out of this ice
And then
prison.
Orudum means the Mountains of Destiny.
How about Ogre Pool?
It's an ogre.
It's a
Quite literal, actually.
It's actually just
The
a bunch of
wild
ogres.
woods.
It's the
The
ogre.
Wild Woods?
The hot tub.
Yeah. They stole my idea.
Sorry, what was Orodum again?
The Mountains of Destiny.
Moved from Florida to
Is
Wildwood.
someone writing these down?
Yeah,
'Cause
wait,
I-
where's
I
Orzhov?
lost track.
I will literally share the thing that I have for my Dropbox
Okay.
file.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stop writing because I've
I
already
just
two
can't
pages.
do it because I don't have Discord on either of these things, and I don't have enough accounts to also have Dropbox,
Yeah.
my computer back at home on Dropbox. I don't want to pay the like $15 a month to
fuck
have
that.
a billion Dropbox availabilities.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, no, those are the names that are definitely things of importance, and if you would say Mithmyrna out loud, and then give the indication that it means the Lake of Stars, Melethil and Melethil would 100% go like, yeah, that sounds right.
Have you been there?
No, we've never left this part of the world, but all lakes, I guess you could say, are beautiful reflections of the night sky. And Melethil is a wonderful fisherman. As it
Yes.
seems he showed you all last night.
Yes, you did.
Even in a great expanse of sea, Melethil can find things.
He is very talented at that.
Speaking of which, were we not talking about something that Melethil had found in the lake outside?
Right, we have to investigate it.
Yes.
Right.
The things inside the water that he says he sees. The strange bits of reflective light. And things that he bumps into that he cannot see.
That is correct, yes.
Yes, if we would like to go to the lake, we can wrap up our breakfast, and if your vampire friend doesn't mind sitting here and watching over Rearden and Vorst. Yeah, that's fine. I don't like the water anyway, it hurts.
I'll bring my breakfast with. I've been waiting for it to cool.
Mm-hmm. Good.
What?
To the lake?
Worried.
Yeah, so
Time to be a shark.
as we get,
Fine.
I'm gonna need to do two things when we get to the lake.
Yeah.
It should be a shark.
One of them will be obvious. The other,
Yeah, the change.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll see.
Okay. Yeah. I will say that Corin and Rearda volunteered to keep watch over Vorst and clean up stuff here and make sure you guys are packed and give Adelstan some lunch or breakfast, I mean. Make sure everybody is
He's in the train.
ready to go.
Give them
and
so much chicken.
the rest of us are good to make our journey down towards the lake. It's only like a 20-25 minute walk, so I don't know if there's anything anybody wants to do on the journey there. If not, I will expedite us to the lake.
For the night before,
Yeah, when you were sleeping in the pie.
will I have been able to spend any time shooting my crossbow to, like, train with it?
You didn't you double nat 20? I mean,
I did, but I'm still not proficient in it.
No, and I would say you wouldn't gain proficiency like that swiftly. Proficiency would come over the course of like a month or
Over doing it, that's why I wanted to spend a little bit of time doing it every day.
I would say you woke up in a fevered, pie-induced fervor
He did scream
and
loudly.
ran outside with your crossbow and just found a tree, just shot it like 12 times and pulled the bolt out and then ran back inside and went right back to pie nap.
Really trying to get ready for hot paladin summer.
Gotta train, gotta be ready.
Yeah, you do.
Can't wait. I'll be able to take 2 crossbow shots at people. Pop, pop.
Very good. Anything anybody else wants to do or clarify on our way to the lake?
Yeah, I would like to clarify something in terms of the rules of the game.
Yeah.
Crossbows are distinctively different than firearms, correct?
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
good.
They use bolts.
Yes. But they can be similar in nature.
Yeah.
If I take the attack action, I get to attack again. If I attack with a crossbow, I get to attack again.
Crossbows don't hold 2 bolts.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Only
have to
special
realize.
I'm very fast.
We'll talk about
What about the crossbow, though?
I'm just gonna eat it.
He throws the second one like a
I
dog.
actively believe
You
that.
shoot the bolt, and then you throw the crossbow. That's how that works.
Oh, you John Wickham. Oh, I'm out.
Yep.
That's exactly how that works.
It's a brilliant plan. Anybody else? Anything on the way to the lake?
I told them everything that happened
Yeah.
for us, so Ethir's good as
Cool.
far as that goes.
I'm going to think back to all the bodies of water that I've seen and the creatures I've seen within them.
Sure. For anything in particular, are you looking for an animal that you are attempting to transform into?
I am.
Would you want anything in particular? I would rather you ask for a thing.
Reef shark.
Yes. There would be reef sharks at the
Or comparable.
bridging of the waters up at the top end of the Kufi during springtime, because sharks migrate away from the...
They can be.
Cold.
They don't have to be reef sharks specifically. Just that's the stat block that I have here.
Why do you always pick scary things? Bears and sharks? You pick super predators pretty much exclusively.
What am I supposed to do? Be
Bears and sharks and death dogs are mine.
Yeah, the death, even dog, you ruined dogs for me.
I was a stoat, and that was not my fault.
Oh, it wasn't your fault. I'm gonna cast Detect Magic, John. What's gonna happen? Never listen to Felix, because he's green. Turn into your shark.
One thing
You've seen things of that nature, Sarah, for small sharks.
One thing I will give you a heads up on is I took Find
How big are
Steed.
they?
Cool.
So
Yeah.
whatever
What would you?
animal
what would
you think is fitting
have
there
of me?
for Nesgrim.
A donkey. It's a donkey or a mule. If you would like
right
a
there.
horse,
Right, crab.
if you would like a horse,
Swim?
I can give you a draft horse or a war horse. Either of those are acceptable.
Wasn't sure if you had, because it says, or DM's discretion, if you had any other animal that wasn't listed that
skeletal horse.
you felt might be more fitting for Nesgrim.
Yes.
That's not a thing we have to do now, but a thing I wanted to give you a
I
heads
gotta
up
play a
on.
druid.
A red-haired.
That's not even.
A red hair mare?
Those are just the ones I can do now.
Why did you get that look in your eye? What's happening?
That's a hot horse.
See, that's
That's a big fucking horse.
Corsisa!
Anything else on the way to the lake?
I think that's it for me, dog.
I'm just gonna think about how it's probably ice.
I can't wait.
Ooh! See?
Horse.
Horse.
See, but the reef
This is
shark,
great. Octopus. All right, well, we're not
Octopus
even
are
gonna-
fun.
We're not gonna get into that.
I would
They're aliens.
arguably also a pretty good predator.
Mm-hmm.
The ocean is terrifying.
Mm-hmm. Don agrees.
There's like, why are there like 10?
so much.
Yeah, I would say that after about 20, 25 minutes, Melethil and Melethil walk you towards the lake, and you guys are standing here looking at the lake.
I'm gonna have to have seen,
Big
I
lake,
have to have
frozen?
seen it.
That's true.
No. It's like got partial frozen portions, but like there are larger areas in the center that are not frozen.
Sure.
So around the edges, there's thin pieces of ice that you would be capable of suitably walking over to get towards the larger central area that is not frozen over.
I'm going to take off. I guess I don't have. Well, I can't. No, I'm gonna have to go into the water before I can transform.
You can wild shape into something and ask them to push you in.
I mean, this exclusively says that I can only breathe underwater.
You can hold your breath for like 6 seconds while they push you in.
Or you can just wild shape in midair as you're jumping in.
Yeah. You can also just put your face under. And become monster. And then descend down into the dark.
I'm gonna take off my
Bag.
my cloak and my bag
bonds.
and
I will also
Step out of your skin.
I will begin to step out of my clothes,
as
not my
Eladrin.
skin.
As Eladrin are known to do.
yeah.
Skin
Because I was
stepper.
just-
Cool. Yeah. You guys are standing here and watching Ritora as she just starts to take off some of her belongings at Melethil and Melethil. Just standing here watching. I like this lake.
It doesn't go anywhere.
Yes, it does.
What?
I think she means that the lake itself is stationary, not that it doesn't lead to places.
Oh, yeah!
Where does it lead?
It doesn't move.
Yeah, lake don't go nowhere.
Where does it lead?
Lead?
Where does it go?
Down.
That's it.
Very far.
Yeah.
So I'll begin to take off my belongings.
Mm-hmm. Is she? You going in the water with us?
Just gonna give him a glare, and then I'll cast environmental adaptation, and I'll
Okay.
choose cold.
Cool.
Roll burnout.
Mm-hmm.
Burn me out. That was a 12.
You're good. Yeah.
And then I will do a second thing,
Mm-hmm.
which is perfect senses,
Okay.
which is essentially blind sense.
Okay.
And I'll burn out again.
To what distance do you have blind sense?
It is 10 feet.
Okay.
And that's an 11.
You're good.
It's 2 ones, technically.
Double burnout.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to dive into the water.
Just hang out on the surface and keep an eye on my surroundings. Looking for ferocious owl bears.
Delicious.
scarred.
Bears.
They're everywhere.
Would you like the reef shark stat block?
Thank you. That is much
So,
easier.
I mean, I'm assuming I can smell underwater, right? I mean, fish can. And as a creature that can breathe underwater.
You're
Yes.
Okay. So
Yeah.
when
mean,
I do this, I can smell. I can.
Urine.
No! I call this like piss lake. I'm peeing in it.
Look at it glow!
Because I gain
It's a little warmer.
I gain a keen sense of smell and instinct to detect prey, so I can see invisible creatures and objects within 10 feet, even if I'm blinded.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Jumping in? Jumping in?
Yeah, and just my underwear. Don't want to get my clothes wet.
See a nice little thick Felix booty. Muscular thighs.
Somehow.
Just tense up as he gets a little sweat. Just gotta get the fishy legs ready for
This is
get
peak
back in the
fantasy.
water.
I get ready to dive. I do like a couple of. Even though I know I'm not gonna feel the cold.
Line it up, Felix. Line it up. Yeah, you guys watch as your two good friends jump into the water and you become a beautiful little reef shark with wonderful, snowy, frosty, silverish white and blue hues towards it. And Felix jumps in. I will tell you that the lake, as you guys descend into the water by about 10 feet, that you guys see that it extends the full like 75 to 80-ish feet. Where you are, it opens up further with, as it descends down, the natural like rock formations extend out to about 150 feet, and as you look down, it looks like it goes about 150 to 200 feet down below.
So it goes like this.
Yep.
So, I guess to be exhaustive, about what's the width of it then? Like, it's not that big, right?
Like 100 to 120 feet.
Okay,
So I
so it's
mean,
pretty
like
big.
a couple of rounds worth of swimming for reef shark.
Okay.
Does it say how fast?
You have 40 feet to swim. So I mean, literally like 3 rounds to go.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably swim towards the surface and then kind of go down layer by layer.
Sure.
Looking for...
Mm-hmm.
And how did he describe them again?
He said that it felt like they looked like crystals initially to him, where they were like shimmering ever so slightly at the lower regions, and that he felt like as he swam by them, he bumped into something that he could not see.
Okay, so he said it was lower?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, then I would kind of do the top layers pretty quick, and then as I got lower and lower, kind of where it starts to cave back in, that's when I would slow down.
I will tell you that you guys do your good rounds as you continually descend lower and lower, ensuring that you don't see or run into anything, get any kind of smell. There are obviously fish and other things like that still sporadically, wandering around in little swift movements. You see areas in which at the lower portions there are jagged portions of rocks that extend down, and then you have that chasm where Retora had previously gathered frost diamonds at that like central area at the lowest point. Kind of forms like a little bit of a V shape, but it's long. It looks like it kind of bisects the lake.
Okay.
So it looks like almost a channel that churns from one end to the other.
So if there's like a small area, I'd want to put my hand in it when I got down there.
Sure, yeah.
Kind of see if there's any like flow of water.
Cool. So you guys are extending down further. I will tell you that in areas in which, because both of you guys have blind sight and you have blind sense. Or do you have blind sight as well? Because blind sight and blind sense are different.
Yeah, so it's kind of as I described it. I thought it was kind of like blind sight, so I'm not 100% sure. I don't know exactly what blind sight says. I think it's similar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, blind sense is like, because your other features are so adapt to being able to like sense things, you're capable of getting like the vibrations or the scents and odors, and like that helps you recognize where invisible things are.
Yeah, I mean it does. It says that I do have a keen sense of smell, and that I can see invisible creatures and objects within 10 feet,
Daredevil?
even if I'm blind.
Kinda, yeah. Because of like the movement and the other things that make up a creature's form, you're able to sense their outline in that way.
Rather than just seeing them.
Yeah. Like, you don't see them, like, fully as they are. You see, like, oh my god, there is a creature that is invisible there.
Okay.
So
I definitively see that there's a creature there.
yeah, you would. There is not yet. I am saying that just to clarify the skill as we are going down.
Right.
As you are descending the channel that is the V-shaped at the base of this lake. Did you have a question,
How
sir?
does that vary from blind sight? Like, I can straight up see things that are invisible, or
Yeah.
as if they weren't?
Yeah. Yeah. It's wild.
So I can only do it as a reef shark, apparently.
Mm-hmm. So, descend down, about like 5-ish feet wide. You are able to see that like the channel itself descends about 6-ish feet as it's narrowing down thin. This is the area in which you had grasped the frost diamonds. So
Are there any more, or did I gather all of them?
I would tell you that, like, as you're taking your time to go down through here, there's, like, a couple of feet that look like they have, in the same context before, small crystalline portions where there might be frost diamonds, where they look like they descend kind of, if you see, like, coral where you've got the holes that descend down into, like, deeper reaches, you see, like, various pieces that look like they're shining and glimmering out, if you would like to. You don't have hands as reef sharks, so I mean, if you want to gesture towards Felix, that could be the area that you are reaching in to attempt to see if you can pluck this out, as well as see if there is a flow of water.
Yep. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I will tell you that like a minute or so goes by, you're able to breathe underwater as well. You are hanging out here. Fish are swimming around you. You reach your hand in and like get a good grasp around where this glimmering portion is. It feels like it's slightly firmly set. I know that your strength score is not that high, but just by twisting your hand naturally, the rocks would eventually start to crumble and break around. I'll tell you that you gain an additional frost diamond.
Okay.
It's about comparable to sizes to the ones that you guys have found before down here. About half an inch in diameter or so.
Is that the frost agate or no frost diamond? Okay, so we have 4. This is an uncut one?
Yes.
Okay.
Blind sight and blind sense should be the same. I think you're thinking true sight for literally seeing invisible stuff.
I'm probably thinking of older editions then, because blind sense and blind sight used to be a
believe
definitive
blind
line.
sight is as if you were blinded, you would still sense things like what he was
That's
saying about blind
well, that's
sense.
what I'm trying to say. Is
Yeah,
that,
because
like,
it sounds like this says both,
Right,
so
I'm
it's
saying
however
for the
you want
reef
to rule
shark,
it.
Sure.
For blind sight, I believe it's that.
Sure. Okay.
I don't know why they would say different.
See, that's why I was confused about it as well, because like blind sight and blind sense were things in older editions. So like when I've looked up rules, because there are things that do still have just straight up blind sense. So like,
Yeah, and I'm not sure the exact distinction, but seeing invisibility is true sight
yeah, no.
in current edition. And that's literally seeing.
Oh.
But that's seeing it as it fully is. Like, I think blind sight is you detect, like, the outline of it as well in what I was indicating for, like, you're able to smell it, feel, like, vibrations,
Right.
or in other senses. Like, when I'm saying that, like, she can see it, I don't mean that she sees it in its full entirety.
Oh
These
no,
all
this
say-
says I see invisible creatures and objects. It says you can see invisible creatures and objects within 10 feet of you, and then comma, even if you are blinded.
So it probably gives you just blind sight.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
All of
At this
these
point,
say-
I'm very confused.
all
You
of
can
my
see
cards at
invisible
least say
shit.
blind sight.
Sure.
I think that's the
fine.
important part.
I don't give a fuck. You see invisible
Yeah.
shit. Like,
I'm scared now.
it's fine.
Is it fine?
You see
No.
that?
It's infinitely worse now. You pull out a frost diamond. It's about a ½ inch in diameter. I will tell you that as you pull the frost diamond out, it does not feel like there is a change in the flow of water for what is going on in between here for the various channels inside of the little cavernous regions of rocks. If anything, you would, as your hand is like moving, you would hit like a different sensation of like cold gelatinous material that you would probably infer as like fish eggs being like laid in protective areas down here.
Ooh, all right. I want to be careful of those. I'm going to be gentle.
Yeah, I will tell you that as well down here while you are in the vicinity of the thin channel. There are various portions of the rocks that look like they have these comparable openings. So again, they would look almost extending out from the bottom of the lake bed here to the bottom of the rocks. There would be small areas comparable to what we're exploring here, where they would look like, I hate not being good
Like a
at
little-
describing
like
like
a tube
kind
of like sediment and
kind of like I'm trying to describe the small rock formations where they have various holes that look like they're coral holes
Oh,
that
yeah,
descend down into like
Yeah.
further. So it would look like a bulbous, almost like if you were looking at like honeycomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, those things. You would see some of those, and in the areas, you guys both with blind sight would feel like you definitively see something like extending out that almost looks like a fucking tentacle.
like those.
Yes, thank you. Because I can't fucking draw
Oh
that.
yeah, there's 2 boys.
Yeah, like I would try to draw that and be like, there's like smokestack looking little fucking.
It's a cylinder.
Yeah, there's fucking little.
It's like a Pringles
There's
can.
like, yeah, Pringle can flake. You see what looked like extending out from them small, narrowing tipped tentacle-like tubes that are
Oh.
only, maybe an inch in thickness and extend out only a few inches. They come out briefly and then retract in.
Are they grabbing anything, or are they
No,
just
they
kind
just
of
look like they extend out. It almost looks like it's a rhythmic pulse.
like a breathing?
Correct.
Now here's a question that you may or may not have the answer to.
Sure.
If you have blind sight, would you know whether or not the thing that you're seeing is visible with the naked eye, or because that is
Your
just how
state
you're
of seeing.
I think because it's the only way in which you would be seeing, like, it would be difficult for you to have any indication as to otherwise. You would not have any other sensory data for you to input and interpret to give you an indication that it would be different.
I would say that because it's so subtle, you would probably be like.
I would also say
only...
because it would still have like the faint illuminated idea of translucency that it would probably to you even still with blind sight like this looks clear. Like even with your blind sight being able to see and indicate and recognize that like this is a moving thing, it still looks almost crystalline, like it's translucent.
Right.
Like if you were to hold up a very thin curtain, like sheen curtains, and like look through them, it's like I can tell that there is form here.
Yeah, blind sight is like Daredevil, the way he sees, where it's just an outline. If there's something where like it has like tattoos or something, you can't
see
perceive
that.
those.
Yeah,
you
that's
can't
what.
see color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, I mean, I would kind of get close to them, but stay out of like the range of getting hit. Kind of like
where
underneath
it's
a little bit,
extending
where
out.
I can like kind of watch it.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, I will tell you that you guys, you know, it's a small little tubular region where it's only maybe about like 6 inches in height for extending up from the bottom of the lake.
Okay.
So I mean, if you guys were hovering like even just a foot to a foot and a half away, as you guys are hovering towards it, it doesn't look like it changed at all. It keeps the same rhythmic, almost in a breathing pattern, extension and retraction.
It's just one.
Each of them. So it would be like, that's why I was trying to indicate that it's like, there's
a cluster.
like 4 or 5 of these various holes. They all look like they are the same thing, just extending out.
I'm just gonna point at them,
Mm-hmm.
and then look at you.
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
I'm gonna like gesture for like nod yes
I
if
don't know
you
if a
see
shark
it.
can nod, but
Mm-hmm. I would say you can.
You can go like this, your whole body.
And I'll say in your mind, gotcha.
Yeah.
You can see it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can I reply to you or no?
No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll tell you that you guys sit here observing this thing for a moment or so. After about, like 10 to 12 pulses, as these smaller things retract and extend out, they retract once, and then it skips. It does not extend out again. And then it feels like another couple of seconds go by, and it feels like there should have been another iteration of extension, and it's like, you guys didn't disturb this thing, like, don't really understand why there is this sudden change in the rhythmic pattern.
Are there fish swimming nearby?
Yeah.
Can I try to catch a fish?
In your mouth without killing it, or just like
I mean, if I can, I want to
a
catch
gentle bite?
I want to catch a fish and then throw it towards the tentacles.
There are large tuna. I will ask you to make the attack roll. It'll just be an indication of how long it will take for you to catch a tuna.
Delicious. I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy the show, watching the shark chase the tuna. No.
Just
Nope. Nope. Just gonna observe.
Like a true scientist.
It's a +4 hit.
Dirty 20.
Cool, yeah, no, I'll tell you that, like, a big old thick tuna just, like, whaps by. And you just, and you get it by the tail, and it's just, and then you give it a good, like, would you want to twist to try to separate the tail to impede its ability to swim and slightly chum the water? No. Or would you rather just get a good bite on this? You're definitely going to puncture and have some damage done to this thing, and yeet the very injured fish down into this area.
I want to yeet the injured fish, because if it doesn't do anything, I'm going to collect the fish and we're going to eat it when we're done.
Sure. I will tell you that you yeet the fish down into its area. I will tell you that as you do so, you feel a sudden change in the vibratory patterns of the water in the area right by where you are eating the fish down to at these, 5-ish tubular sections that extend out from the rock. I will tell you that as you do this, you do feel a change and a shift in the flow of water. It feels like the areas in the bottom of the channel have a strange sudden pulsation, almost like very thin. If you were to see towards the bottom of water where there's quite pressure buildup and you have bubbling sensations, like a very thin geyser stream that begins to upend. And I will tell you that it feels very warm in this very cold water. And I will tell you that as you do that, and the fish kind of crests and wobbles around this thing, I will tell you that all 5 of these extend out. And as they extend beyond what they were previously doing, you see that as they emerge longer, the thickness of it increases till it is eventually filling the entirety of the gap from which it penetrates, grabs the fish, and with the 5 tentacles that are effectively fingers, it breaks this fish, bisects it, almost clean cutting, as if these tentacles are incredibly sharp. And each one of them is attached, almost punctured, skewered to a portion of the fish, and drags it back down. Each section drags an individual piece back down.
So how big? I'm sorry, maybe I didn't hear you. How big are these?
The openings?
Holes? Yeah.
Yay.
Like this big?
Yeah.
Like a Venus flytrap. A Venus flytrap, but in the, sea.
In the
ocean.
sea?
Yeah.
A Venus
Yeah.
flytrap?
Okay,
I like
alright.
it. That's a
So,
good one.
I
That's
don't really know what to do
horrifying.
at this point, to be honest.
yeah, neither do I. So, as it's pulling it back in,
I will tell you that the pressure from the water still feels like it is bubbling and pressing up.
I'll kind of swim up a little bit, probably about 10 or so feet.
Okay.
Does the temperature change as I rise?
It gradually cools off ever so slightly, but it does not feel like there is a significant change in the temperature of the water from where you were and where
Are
you
these
are now.
bubbles traveling up?
Not fully. They only travel, the descension of the lake is 120 feet. You guys are about 110-ish feet down. It looks like if you guys rise up, they only go about 30 to 40 feet. But they are, if you were to see somebody with a straw, rapidly blowing small bubbles that would come up sequentially, very rapidly.
And these are coming from the floor?
In the channel specifically, exclusively the channel. I will tell you as well, it looks like there is segmented intervals for where the bubbles are coming up. So if it's 120 feet long, it's about every 10 feet.
Does it look even?
Pretty even, yeah. Difficult to discern whether or not it is specifically a 10-foot interval, but it looks approximately like that.
That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
I will... Yeah, I'll attempt to grasp it.
What?
The tentacles.
One of the tentacle.
Firmly grasp it.
Can you read how the grasp works?
Sure. You attempt to grasp a creature in telekinetic energy, and you hold it captive. As an action, you choose one creature within 60 feet. The target must succeed a strength saving throw or be grappled by you until your concentration ends, or until the target leaves your reach, which is 60 feet for this grapple.
Yeah.
So that's 11.
Yeah, I will say that you have enough of an indication for where this thing is inside of this tubular region. What is the range on it?
60 feet. So I went 10 feet up.
Yeah. I will tell you that almost in the idea of looking down like a barrel,
Right.
you are able to see, if you angle yourself at a position where if this is one of the framed openings, if you give yourself a good angle to be able to do so, I would say that you would be able to see sufficiently deep enough to see what it is under here
Okay.
to be able to attempt to grapple it.
Yep.
Would you like to move and get the visual description of it before you want to grapple?
Yes, as long as I'm not in range of
Yeah.
as far as I saw them go.
Yeah.
The way that John described this is looking down a barrel.
Yeah, that's fine.
You want to look down the barrel?
I'll look down the fucking barrel, John. Let's go.
You look down, it looks as though this descends under the water. The barrel itself is, the previously indicated only about like 8 inches in height. It looks like it extends down into rock bed and then opens up.
Okay.
Like expansively opens up. So in the same way in which there's like, I would give you the indication that based upon depth before the opening, it's probably about 18 inches to 20-ish inches worth of thickness of rock
Okay.
before you see that like there is definitely a lower region below this lake, as though you are effectively on a sort of like plateau of crust that has connected here and then opens up into a more expansive lower region. I will tell you that as you look down beyond that like 2-ish feet worth of rock and the water...
This is fresh water.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As I'm closer, does it taste salty?
No.
Okay.
It is not ocean water. I will tell you that as you get a little closer, it has the same like heat from the water of the geyser though.
Okay.
And I will tell you that as you come closer, it feels like there is a consistency to that water where it feels like almost... It's very difficult to accurately describe like current. Like, you know how there's
I would feel
still
it. Yeah.
a very soft washing over your face of warmth. And as you descend and look down below and through that thin reach, that, whatever diameter circle that would be for the opening of this, after that 2 feet, you would see that it would open up, still stay very crystalline, clear waters, and you would see the extending portions of a very elongated, scaled face. So, like, you know how when you just mentioned seahorse? Think of the same shape of a seahorse's face with the narrowing of, like, think of, like, a birdo mouth.
Okay, yeah.
The same, like, enormous opening, and you would
So,
see...
like, how big are we talking here? Because at this point, I'm rethinking my action.
I will tell you that the birdo mouth looks, about 2.5 foot in diameter of opening.
Diameter?
Yeah. So from like lower jaw to upper jaw, you don't see any teeth. You just feel this strange like exhalation of breath from this.
In the rhetor's mind, I'll say, come look at this thing. What the fuck?
And then you see, and I will tell you that it looks beautiful. It's got a very...
Are you sure? Because what you described to me is like...
I mean, he said seahorse.
We-
He's also said Birdo.
That's great.
Birdo's beautiful.
I stand Birdo, goddammit. I will tell you that, like, it looks as though from behind it, like, you don't see arms, so you just see, like, this face.
Right.
And you see, stretching out from behind it, these tentacles that are pulling these portions of fish down into this large open mouth.
So,
And I will tell you that it looks... Now that you're seeing more of the creature, there is an obvious gradient difference to the coloration of the tentacles that extend down.
Right.
The portion of its large,
It starts to like return to the color as it goes back. I'm
yes,
assuming, right? Okay.
yeah. It's got this beautiful like opalescent sheen where it's got like wonderful colors of pinks and blues, and it effectively looks like coral, like how coral would be. Don, don't judge me.
What? You got a picture of Birdo there?
As you're describing it, I'm like, wait a minute.
It's artillery.
I pulled it up because I didn't know if you would know.
just
No, I
octopus.
don't. I didn't play
With
any
that
of those
face.
Pokemon.
It's artillery.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's got like this beautiful opalescent color, like it's got a shiny sheen that, shimmers even here in the water. And it looks like out from the reaches of where the bulbous head kind of contracts back towards like a neck and a lower torso, because you would see like some kind of like conical bulbous shape behind the head because it's thicker towards the back. You would see that it looks as well as though it's got, instead of it being iridescent like it is the skin coloration, that's where I'm describing like scales.
Okay.
Like as it goes lower, it looks like fish scales, but very thick and wide. Like, again, when fish have scales, they're obviously going to be significantly smaller, but as the fish gets bigger, it's going to look bigger.
Does it have shoulders, or does it kind of go...
It looks more like that, where it's
okay.
like bulbous. So it looks like it's got an elongated, stretched out neck and this, big fucking, slightly scaly looking sheen to its face. Big fucking open mouth, long oval eyes that are, like an opaque kind of clear. Almost would look like somebody with cataracts, so milky.
Right.
So cool. Yeah, and you just watch as it just...
Yeah, I 100% gesture, or, well, communicate to Retora.
Thank you. Like, again, it kind of looks like that, but, like, I don't want it to... It isn't that. Like, it looks almost ethereal.
Yeah, no, that's horrifying.
Yeah.
You said it was beautiful. You said
it is beautiful, but
but
it's a big fucking spooky ghost octopus
Things
sequence.
that's terrifying.
Like-
Filthy Lot, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome, everybody.
Thanks.
I
thought
thank
that
you.
said fishy for a
Welcome.
second. I was like,
Thank you
that's
so much.
So
coincidental.
can I judge the size of it?
Yes. I would tell you that...
Approximately. Like, if that's how big its head is, and...
Yeah. 2 foot diameter open mouth. I would tell you that the head that would extend out behind that and crest up and have like pointed regions, almost like, oh my god, what is the seahorse Pokemon where it's got the like
Horsey.
Kingdra?
Kingdra.
Yeah,
Caesar.
where it's got the like fucking
Yeah.
spoke looking
Yeah,
like
yeah,
almost
yeah.
crownal head pattern
Yeah,
that
Kingdra.
extends
Yeah.
down. I would tell you that looks like it's about another fucking like 2 to 2.5 feet. So like this is a very large thing if this is the size and scale of its head from lower jaw to the upper regions of the pointed height.
Okay.
Yeah, and you said into her mind to come look at this fucking thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's other barrels. If you want to look down into a barrel.
I have like the
Mm-hmm.
sideways eyes, just kind of creep up.
You're a mean one. Yeah, no, you see the same thing. You watch as this, mouth kind of like... Alright, now hear me out.
It's beautiful, guys.
It's beautiful, alright? Please.
Oh, yeah, fuck
Please.
that.
As you watch as these tentacles bring it open to the gaping maw of this, like, conical-shaped mouth, you watch as the
You're just making me switch back. Like, I gotta eliminate this thing from the natural order. It just looks wrong.
It just slides them and the pieces, and then it lets them like drift. So you watch as the tentacles just swoop them towards the mouth and let it like
vacuums them up.
it vacuums them up. I will tell you that it does not have teeth.
Okay.
I will tell you that it looks as though the muscles of the throat kind of naturally, almost in.
Chew it?
If you were to look like if you look at like concentric circles, where if you were to look at those patterns where you would be able to see that there's differences in depth, you would be able to see that the throat naturally channels and tunnels down inwards, and that as it like gulps, you see it kind of press and smush with the muscles of its throat.
Like a snake?
Yes.
Okay.
And just squish, and then another squish, and then another squish, and then it just descends down into this thing's gullet, to whatever appropriate word.
So I'll be on the other side of Sarah's other eye, and I'll just say out loud, you'll see the bubbles. What the fuck?
I don't think sharks can
Oh my fucking god!
Run! Swim away!
Now you guys are down here making a friend. Just keep feeding it.
Now I've seen this thing.
I was actually gonna bring that up.
Yes, you have. Yeah, you guys watch as this thing, after the pieces and fragments of the fish kind of descend down into darkness, into nothingness, and then its mouth just kind of closes. And I will give you the same description that, like, as it kind of closes, its mouth looks almost like a shovel head. So like it narrows down. It's got like the defined what would look almost like cheekbones, but then really narrowed down to like a firm point.
You've ingrained. I thought you were going to say defiled. You got to and I was like,
now I kind of see a handsome Squidward.
Yeah.
handsome script with a
Let me
big.
get those cheekbones in.
With that teeth.
Just handsome
Well,
squirrel
in the
Birdo,
picture,
just
he doesn't
smash
have
them
teeth.
together.
It's really cute how I'm picturing it, actually.
Good. Great. I'm gonna tell you, it closes its mouth, and then it looks at the two of you.
I feel like you and I are picturing very different things.
I'm picturing like a
What you drew is horrifying.
like a seahorse head, basically, on like a what are they?
Is it like shaped like the
Dumbo?
Fanatic?
That's kind of what I saw at first. That's actually kind of what I saw at first. Without the fur, obviously, but like an octopus type head.
That's
Like,
what
yeah,
it
because
is.
that's yeah.
That's exactly what it is, isn't it? Where's Gritty?
Yeah, I was about to say, where's Gritty gonna show up, John? The mountains?
I don't want Grenade to show up.
Oh, yeah, we're on mountains.
Oh my fucking god! Now he has to be dwarf size.
Yeah, 100%. What do you think Balor actually looks like?
Essentially just a naked dwarf that's really hairy. Get out of my shrink.
Yeah, but he hasn't shaved in 500 years.
I just need you to like have Mike guest star and play Gritty.
You
And
only
wear
wear
his gritty mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Mike,
I will
I'm
tell
gritty.
you that as you guys both see this thing as its mouth closes and you see that the mouth looks like... Alright, so...
like-
Hear me out.
Like Stranger Things.
This is like the
Alright.
third time in this thing that you've
Hear me
been hearing out.
You know how, like, crabby, the mouth looks like it goes back behind what you're able to see
Sure.
of the frontal regions of its face?
Yeah.
It looks like that. So you would see as it closes, the mouth extends back behind what would look like the line for where ears would be, but obviously it's got flat,
Right.
like tunneled in concave regions for where it would still be capable of hearing. Yeah.
So it's a fucking seahorse octopus and also the Joker from Batman.
Why so
My God.
yeah, no, and this thing sees you, and it just remains motionless. And I will tell you that you feel this strange, sudden, in the same way that when you connect to something telekinetically,
Do it.
do either of you speak primordial?
I do.
Thank you for asking, John.
I know! I will tell you, Sarah, that you hear this strange, bubbling reverberation just...
Would I speak that as a shark?
As a reef shark.
As a reef shark?
No.
That would be
No.
fucking wild.
Yeah.
You can make for me a reef shark intelligence check. It's a -5. You have an intelligence of 1.
How did you understand for me to gesture you over here? Jeez.
No, I keep my intelligence.
Oh, you keep yours?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not the same as
Holy shit.
I rolled a 6.
So the same.
Yeah,
It's,
I'll
it's
tell you
making
that it's-
bubbles.
Yeah.
Channeling my internal reef shark intelligence.
Let me try and get in the mindset.
Yeah. Just stares.
I got nothing.
Head empty.
Yeah.
What's it say, bud?
I will tell you that as this thing just... you clearly, as an individual that speaks primordial, as it sees you and says into your head, "Not of surface, but of sea."
And I will respond. Now, so has it made a connection where I could use its connection? Like, do I feel that it's, or would I need to
Feels
speak?
one-sided.
One-sided. Okay. I'll respond. Hello, and just wave.
Yeah, you wave down one of these barrels.
Hello.
What are you?
I'm Felix. What are you?
We have
But you speak.
To the fish of the sea and lake.
But not to anything like me.
Never seen a thing like you. A man of water.
Shut up. I'm a Ganassi, a water Ganassi.
Like a mer creature.
Sure.
Why are you here in my lake?
Oh, it's your lake. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Just gonna like dart my eyes at Ritora back and forth between this barrel and her.
What you doing in my waters?
Do I hear it? Keep
Don't you
talking.
fucking old Greg
You
me.
hear it just...
Can I gather that Felix is communicating with it?
Probably. I would say that there's some kind of, to Ratora's intelligence, recognition that, like, it said a thing, and then there was a pause, and then it also said another thing.
The rhythm of conversation.
Sure.
I don't remember what I said at all because you
Oh,
said
so
you
it's-
said the old Greg quote.
So it's your lake, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so it's your lake. I'm sorry.
Yes, I have taken this lake.
Is there any way for me to get down to you?
Yes.
How?
I can part the channel of rock. Should you like to see all of the lake?
I will swim down and respond. I would.
Sure. Yeah, no, you just like right towards, swim down towards the channel or swim down towards the barrel.
No, so towards the channel.
Okay, yeah. So you swim another like 10 feet down towards the channel. You feel that like groove separation. I will tell you, Sarah, that you feel a sudden eruption, like a geyser. And I will tell you that the rocks at the thinned out portion of the channel of that 5 feet, obviously it's going to narrow down into something more like, a 1 foot wide basin. I will tell you that that begins to break open. And I will tell you that you watch as this tentacle just breaks through a small gap, and rubble and rocks begins to fall and descend down into a lower region of this lake. And you see this tentacle as it obviously becomes significantly more expansive as it descends down. I would tell you, since you are still looking through the barrel, that you see this thing shift and slide. And I will tell you, absolutely, it looks like the back that you drew, where it looks like it's got this strange, almost what would look like the small of its back around its shoulder regions. Small series of outstretched, like maybe only 18-ish inches, bulbous, like propulsion-like tentacles, where they are thicker at the bottom and then they open up into a bulbous tip that have like 5 to 6 little smaller extending propulsion units that just as it claps, almost like if you see a jellyfish when it swims, how it like condenses and then extracts and then it shoots itself over towards the side, out of the sight of what you can see for your barrel.
There's like,
So, there's like 5 different propulsion methods that jellyfish use.
Yeah.
It's wild. Sorry.
there's something called I think a Dumbo elephant octopus or Dumbo octopus, and it has like little it's almost like an umbrella.
Sure. Yeah. No, that's kind of what I'm going for.
Yeah.
As I'm
It's
swimming
really
down, I will communicate to Ritora in her mind.
Glenn real quick.
Ritora, it's going to show us the rest of the lake, and I'll gesture.
Yeah, I'll tell you that sufficient.
Was that you saying no or swimming towards
That's
me?
I'm swimming towards you, but in a very like I don't know about this.
She's like, you still have that cursed dagger, right?
Nope.
Wouldn't be the first time I went
Yeah,
further
tell
into
you,
somewhere.
that there is a definitive portion.
Yeah.
Aw.
A definitive
Cute.
portion of expansion at the base of this crater that opens up. You are able to squeeze down through it. Sarah, are you also following as a reef shark?
Yep.
Yeah, you're a medium creature as well. You would definitely be able to squeeze through. It's not a significant opening. I would say it's maybe about 18 inches in diameter for what it's broken apart with the channel using one of its tentacles. You swim downwards through. Yeah, I will tell you, as you poke your head through, it looks like it opens up outside of the extent of your vision
Okay.
into beautiful crystalline clear waters, and you don't see a bottom. And I will tell you that the water here is motionless. Even as this thing near you, as you're able to see it, and now it's not entirety, but the entirety of its front as you poke your head through.
Is it warmer down here?
No. It stays of the same temperature. It maybe has a slight drop in temperature. The warmth was coming from its gullet.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was
Yes.
trying to discern.
And I will tell you, you know the dog in Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yes.
Yeah,
Zero.
that's,
It's a little-
he,
you know
that's
what's
when he showed me that.
Yeah.
You know the like
Zero.
descending like cuff that it's got for its
Yeah.
little bib for how it descends downward? Looks like that. It descends down for like 15 feet.
It's very large.
So like,
So we're talking the range of Titan. Great.
yeah.
Yeah, great.
And you just look, see this thing. I will tell you that it's descending, like mantle, almost like a manta ray-like mantle, just descends down into the water, and it ever so lightly just shakes and pulses and rises and elevates as it just...
So I'd like to, after we... Did you say I swam down through, correct?
Would you like to swim all the way down through? That was me just giving you the description of your head as you see this thing to see whether or not you would swim down through.
How close is it?
Like 25 feet down.
Yeah, I would swim down and out, and kind of as I do, look back at Retora and to see how it's been separated, like in terms of what the rock formation looks like.
Yeah. So
If it's a mechanism or...
as you look up, it would look like the rock has, as indicated, like a 2-ish foot barrier of thickness of rock that you have descended down through. It looks not like there are like any kind of mechanism or anything. It would look almost like there are rock framings for where it would look like segmented, enormously wide ridges of stalactites that would be descending down. So like if you were to think of a cavernous area that is just filled with water, it would look like that.
Okay.
Where it's like, oh my fucking god, like I'm down into a lower region. There are enormous, extended, thick, like 6-ish foot thick diameter stalactites that descend down and go about 8 to 15 feet. Like
and they
a
look,
few
they
of them
look like they're made of the
sporadically.
same rock.
Correct.
Not of any other type of rock.
Nope.
Like,
Same
okay.
kind of like rock.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Does this? I guess. I haven't seen it yet.
Mm-hmm. Swimming down.
I'm not gonna leave Felix to go down there on his
Leave him
own.
to die. Fuck him.
River shark swim down. I will tell you that you now see it as your river shark head hits the water. And I will tell you that as you swim down, you hear in your head, you hear just a... you hear in your head, a delicious meal, thank you. We're gonna end there.
Oh,
Yep.
well,
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm so ready.
I'm a shark.
I'm level 5.
I'm also level 5.
I'm so ready.
But
Don't you
shark.
make that face, John.
Bro, it claimed the
John, you
lake.
have my card.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
As a
My
shark.
lake now. My lake now.
Not yet.
My lake.
I
It's mine now,
really wanna
John.
fight this thing.
Friends, thank you very much for watching tonight. Thank you again for the raid, Volpix for the donation, and for the gifted subs. We really appreciate it. And thank you for all the follows tonight, everybody. We really appreciate it. We'll be back next on Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time for the Lost Kings of Edoras, and then Sunday at 5 for the Veiled Forests of Orvigo. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye, friends.
Bye.